Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics scored 44 points in the second quarter last night. They blew out the Washington Wizards 136-107 at TD Garden. Jaylen Brown led 6 Celtics in double figures with a game-high 35 points.
I'm learning every day. Still early in the season. I'm learning every day. I'm taking it one day at a time and just putting my best foot forward, trying to come out and play some good basketball.
Josh Minot added a career-high 21 points to the win. The Green go 1-2 on their 3-game homestand. They'll now play back-to-back games in Orlando tomorrow night and Sunday night. Patriots are without Ramondre Stevenson, Kayshon Boutte, starting offensive lineman Garrett Bradbury, Christian Ellis, and defensive tackle Joshua Farmer at practice yesterday. They'll visit Tampa Bay on Sunday. The Buccaneers are without Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving, and Hassan Reddick at their practice. On Thursday Night Football, it'll be Las Vegas at Denver. Bruins will be back home tonight to play Ottawa. The Senators embarrassed the Bruins up in Canada last week. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And the Red Sox announced their preseason schedule for next spring. It begins February 20th with the annual game against Northeastern, and it also includes a game against Puerto Rico on March 3rd as they get ready for the World Baseball Classic. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Here's Pasternak, high slot. Right circle to Zaka. Sends one across. McAvoy shot, and he scores!
The Bruins play here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
You might hate me, but you're listening.
and Hardy
Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
on 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah. Boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Flap, flap, flap.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Hardy
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Not true. Deep inside me is a great way to spend your birthday.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios. You can call us at 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube to get to going with that. And Hardy, you are under the weather. I've come to find out.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know that my kid was complaining of something yesterday, and I said it sounded like a bunch of nonsense, and then I started experiencing the exact same symptoms that he complained of. So now I believe him, finally, and I don't know what it is. All I know is that I was up every 45 minutes last night with a sore throat that magically went away at about 3:45 a.m., just long enough for me to fall asleep for half an hour.
Until the alarm goes off.
Yeah. My best sleep of the night happened in the 30 minutes before I had to get up.
Yeah,
So,
that's no good. That's when you go to sleep and then you think the alarm is wrong.
Yeah.
Or you think it's funny because unless I even if I go walk the dog for a mile or two, if I don't work out or do something strenuous, my highest heart rate of the day, because I wear this watch, the highest heart rate of the day is when my alarm goes off.
Really?
Yeah, it whatever happens when my alarm goes off, it gets to 100 beats a minute.
Huh.
90, 100 beats a minute. And it's funny because it's the lowest outside of sleep doing the show, which is odd to me. But, yeah, and who knows the accuracy of this thing. But nonetheless, yeah, whenever that alarm goes off, which I guess makes sense. If you're in a deep sleep and then an alarm goes off and like rips you out of sleep.
Yeah.
It's probably not the healthiest thing in the world. It's probably not how we were designed.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you're supposed to be blasted awake by anything. Although, isn't that what the roosters used to do? I don't know.
Maybe I don't know if that blasted you awake. Like, I don't know if the rooster seems like it would be like outside. Like,
I was just going to say, it's not a big noise going off right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, you mentioned walking the dog. So Marcy is allegedly flying out of Logan this morning.
Fingers crossed.
Everything's on time right now. It's
yeah. I saw that earlier. So hopefully she'll be okay. But she did mention that she may not have time to walk the dog this morning before she left. So that is the carrot I have dangling in front of me at the end of this show today. At the end of the quote unquote work day, or at least the first part of the work day, is I'll get to go home and walk the dog in delightful conditions. See if we don't both get like blown into traffic as I'm trying to stand up straight.
Take him to her or whatever the hell it is to the woods that buffers the wind.
It's not a bad idea.
Very good idea.
She does like a woods walk.
Even if there's foliage, even in the light rain, you are protected. I've come to find out. Oh. So short of it, I mean, even in a drizzle, one can go still protected. Now, the foliage is rapidly decreasing, so I can't promise you anything, and I don't know how the conditions are in Canton. But I think you still got a couple more weeks before. I
like hear you saying foliage.
Foliage, yeah. It's beautiful time for the woods too. It's almost not, but some of the most beautiful time. Some say
it's the most beautiful time. How do you feel about a winter woods walk?
Oh yeah,
I don't have an option.
Air burning your lungs.
I don't have an option.
What do you mean you don't have an option?
The dog has to go. The dog has to go into the woods. The dog has to be let off the leash in the dog park. Like it's not an option. Like look, if it's pouring rain, I obviously can't do anything. But I'll take the dog to the woods
in the winter.
In the winter.
Yeah. So that's what I'm asking. Do you mind?
No. I mean, it wouldn't really matter if I did.
Oh.
So I don't really even look at it like that. There's one part of where there's a steep decline. There is a steep decline. It's not perilous unless it's covered in ice. And of course, the dog doesn't like the steep decline, so it pulls. And pulls while I'm holding it, going down a steep decline.
Yeah.
It's probably about I'd say 12-foot, like pretty steep decline. You know, you could walk it without like turning sideways in the summer, but in the winter, in the snow, no big deal. But when it's all ice, hachi machi.
Everything melts, mud's there.
Once you get yourself over to REI, 12 can take you. He's probably got the co-op membership over there.
I certainly do.
Oh, yeah, like he's buying REI. He goes to the Goodwill.
No, REI has the co-op.
You got the
borrow
co-op
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, so does the library, the Newton Library.
Yes, the Library of Things.
Go over to. We'll get.
You knew about
we'll get to your liability thing here in a second. But get yourself some crampons.
Yeah.
Some
Yak
hiking. He knows the frickin' brand name.
Oh my God, 12.
Oh yeah, he goes to like some prairie and like walks around and thinks that he needs.
He's got snowshoes.
Yeah,
he's snowshoes. Yeah,
a little shopping.
But when there's not enough snow and there is ice, it helps to have those crampon style things put on the bottom of your boots too.
I'd rather die. I'd rather break my leg. So there you go.
How was lunch for you two zeros yesterday? Did you have a good time?
I had a blast.
It was delightful.
Good hang.
Marty. Thank you very much for asking.
What'd you eat?
Oh,
Whoops! Don't care. Don't tell me.
Oh man, that's just not nice at all.
Did you? And so that was the first time that you guys have really sat together alone.
Yeah, broke bread yesterday.
It's a good hang.
Yeah.
Would you guys talk about us?
Constantly.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Yes.
Just bitching about everybody on the show.
I'd imagine.
We're starting a new cabal here. A little mini. No, we talked. About
I got my eye
talked
on
about
people
life. Talked about public urination. It was a great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it was good. Yeah.
How much did Beaton come up and what an issue he is.
Well, that's the conversation we're having with HR later on today. That wasn't appropriate for lunch yesterday. That needs to be on the record officially.
We had to schedule something.
Yes.
You know, we made sure we made the appropriate phone calls when we were sitting with each other.
I wish that kid were a problem every once in a while, just so I could feel okay about the horrible things I say to him and about
the relentless bullying that you put upon him. Yeah,
because he deserves none of it.
He just sits there. There's nothing, you know.
You know that at one point he's going to come in and you're going to go like, "Oh, what happened?" And he's like, "Oh, I went to a Red Sox game last night. I didn't have time to change." And you'll go, "Oh, is that what that is on your shirt?" And he'll go, "Yeah, I got ketchup all over my shirt." And then, you know, like a couple days later, he won't come into work.
Right.
And the news will be on in the background, and you'll see a picture of Beaton.
He led away in handcuffs.
And he'll have beaten someone to death.
Nice.
Thanks.
It's the South Shore people that are more likely to snap, I think.
Nick just took umbrage at that comment. He didn't like that comment at all. You
What?
picking on the South Shore people.
He lives up in freaking
Yeah,
New
but he's a
Hampshire.
Marshfield kid, so that's.
Oh, well, pick a lane. Is he from Italy or
one or the
Marshfield?
other here? I mean, come on. You Irish or are you Italian?
Very
Which is it?
Italian.
Right. Well, he's Irish. He thinks he's Italian. So yesterday I had to go to the library. My daughter had the tutor at 6:15, and since it's like dark, I was just like, screw it. I'll just stay there.
That's right.
And I'll read this book. At least, like, and it's easier to read at the library, I've come to find out, because there's very little distraction. But so when was the last time I like paid attention to that library or like walked around in the library?
Yeah.
So like I went into the library, and you know, a lot of real regal people reading newspapers. Lots of people reading the newspaper, the physical newspaper.
Yes. I saw that at the library I was at yesterday as well. Magazines, big on magazines.
Well, they had I read in the periodical section.
Yes,
and they were Interview Magazine is still published. They had that on. I had this actress on the cover, and I said, I wonder when that's from, and it said 2025, and I went, oh my goodness, they do have magazines, but Adam, don't put words in my mouth. It was not magazines, you jackass. It was newspapers.
All right.
All over the place, people read newspapers, and which is sad. I mean, for real, like that you go to the library to read the newspaper, which is $1. I mean, that's sad. That if that's the way you get the newspaper, and that the newspaper is that important to you, that is your activity for the day is to go save yourself the $1.
I don't think it's $1 anymore. I think it's more like $4.
$4.
Yeah.
For a daily
for a day on
the
Sunday?
Boston,
$6
go
for
by
Sunday,
the
yeah.
Boston Globe. It's $4,
Yeah.
and it's either 6 or 7 on Sunday.
Yeah, the Sunday paper is insane. Well, okay, $4. Sad to go to the library every day to pick up the newspaper.
$4 a day, 5 days a week. You're saving $20.
Or you
$20 is real money.
Or you don't read the newspaper.
Or you don't have anything else going on, and if you get up and you do your calisthenics, you attach your pulley
Tai
system
Chi.
to the doorknob, and you do that stuff, and you get that out of the way.
You stop at the park for Tai Chi, though, Fred. That's a good call.
Stop at the park for Tai Chi.
Yeah.
You
Vote.
walk down to the library, you get your steps in, you sit there, you read for 30 minutes or so, you're back home. It's a nice daily ritual for those who are...
Hey, you've exercised the body and the mind.
I won't even say retired or unemployed, Fred. You know what I'll call them? Underemployed.
I'll tell you what.
Because I would like to employ them more in our lives. I think these people have value.
It's nothing to strive for. I can tell you that based on the people doing it. It's the same people that were voting. These are the people that you never see. It's like the more free the activity is, the more incredibly upsetting the people get. That's why Adam is the way he is.
Correct.
Because it starts with like a farmer's market, which is at a park, which is free.
It's the gateway drug.
Well, I mean, you're talking very old people, very old people with a certain aesthetic. These aren't homeless people, or these are not people of the working age. These are older people. Now, who knows how old? Time could have moved very fast on them. But I'm between voting and then being at the library. I'm around a lot of people I'll never see again. A lot of women,
well, especially
hair not touched with dye, horrible jeans on, tote bags, taking just conversation with every service worker that needs them away. That's the time to talk.
You ever notice that the tote bags are clutched? You know what I'm saying? They don't.
Yes, because that's when they look at you. Everyone is a threat, Jonathan.
Yes.
Everyone is a threat.
You never hold the tote bag by the handles. It's always like,
no, because it could be taken away from them at the library
very
by the
close
handles.
to the vest.
And they look at you like, it's my tote bag, and you're like, Jesus Christ, lady, I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole.
Right.
What are you doing out of the house anyway? If you're not walking the dog or going to the movies, what are you doing? What do you leave the house for?
I'm never in my house. If you want the truth, I'm never in my house. Very, very seldom. That's why I always say to you, like, it's crazy that you can like watch a full movie because I'm never in the house. No, if I'm not driving the kids somewhere, I find a way I'll go to the gym. I'll go see a friend. Wink, wink. You know how I roll. If I don't have the kids, I make plans. I only don't have the kids 1-2 nights a week. So if I don't have kids 1-2 nights a week, it's very rare that I will stay home. And also, staying out for me on the weekdays is 8:30. Like, because even if I like do something, like if I go to the gym and I get back at 8, I mean, then I'm going to bed like at 10. So no big deal. No, I'm not home during the day, except for the nap, which is very important.
You ever do any window shopping there in Newton? Go to that luggage store, which I still don't know how they stay in business.
It's not, they're not cleaning any money or anything, I would assume not. I know exactly what you're talking about because it's next to Johnny's.
That's right.
I don't even think it might not be there anymore. There is one.
It was 10 years ago when I remember seeing it. I'm like, how?
We've all had the same thought.
Yeah. Yep.
There is a store that is just bric-a-brac, which is some guy has a store, and if you're listening, I mean, I'll give you all the kudos in the world. It's just his old stuff.
There's a couple of stores still in West Roxbury when Marcy and I were there, I don't know, a week or two ago, and remembered seeing it every single day when we lived in Rossie and the kids were in school on that street in West Roxbury. And it was a lamp repair shop. Like they repaired lamps. And there was other stuff in the window. Old lamps, old vacuum cleaners, old sewing machines.
Oh,
and they would just repair. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know because this is Center Street, West Roxbury. This is not cheap real estate. And unless they're grandfathered in and have some kind of a deal or own the building, but even if they did, why and how? How is that place there?
So there's a guy has opened a store in Newton Center, like on Center Street, which is just old albums and books. And there's a bookstore that's been there forever. Like, so this is it's like almost cat corner. There's like a real bookstore. And then there's this guy's bookstore that just is like, I'd be afraid to go in. Not that he's a bad guy,
but it's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, you're like this. There's this air of excitement. Like if you walk in, I would assume, because the only reason I know it's there is there's a table with like old books in front of it. But the one thing I wanted to say about the library is that we have already mentioned. But Adam, I thought of Adam. I did. The first thing I thought of was Adam, and he knew exactly what it was called. Not only because I guess people don't check out books as much as they used to. So there is a section of the library. It's the first time I've been there since the kids were little. So, like, they don't have video games and stuff anymore that I saw. I don't think they probably have DVDs anymore. Maybe they do.
Yeah.
But I didn't walk around the whole thing. But they did have a section with, like, camping equipment in it. And where you can take out, like, I didn't go look at it, but I saw from a distance there were, like, tents and stuff. And what is it called, Adam?
It's called many libraries call it the Library of Things.
Yeah, the Library of Things.
Out.
Now,
sometimes it's technology. You can take out a computer or a device like that.
You could go jam it up with porn so someone else can take it.
That's what I want is a sleeping bag from the library.
Why not, Adam?
What could possibly be the issue?
I don't know that they would rent you a sleeping bag, but the tent actually makes sense.
It's totally different, too, the tent, because your mouth wouldn't touch it. Adam, have you ever taken from the library things?
No, we never took advantage of the library of things.
Well, you say we. I mean, you're not dead.
Well, the family. Like I would take the kids when they were little. Like
yeah. Everyone does that.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm talking about in your recent
No.
travels to the library, because you're saying we like it's past tense. You still go to the library.
Sure. Yeah, I was
you recently
it was
at the
yesterday.
library.
Yeah, I was hanging out yesterday, getting some work done, reading like you.
Wait, yesterday you went to the library?
Yeah, after I had an event in Framingham last night, so I had a nice early lunch with John, and then I went to the Framingham Library.
What time was your event?
All right,
6 o'clock.
This was a legit part of the conversation yesterday. I was like, all right, so you're having lunch with me. It's 11:30 in the morning. And your event isn't until 6, you're going to spend the next 6 hours at the Framingham Library, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I went there, and there's a nice hiking path out behind the library, so I took advantage of that for about an hour and got some steps in, and then I went in and I got some work done, and then I grabbed a book and I read for a bit.
Well, first of all, get more steps in.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything. And second of all, sad. I'll just say sad.
I think after about the second hour, I would be going to this section about learning how to attach a hose to my exhaust pipe.
Yeah, did they have rope in things I can
in the
borrow?
library of things?
In the library of things?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Adam leads a very sad existence.
It's just bizarre that you wouldn't. You've got almost 8 hours to kill.
Yeah, why didn't you
driving to Woburn
but it's
and
really
then back to
not,
Framingham
though.
is like out of the question.
Well, it is because by the time you know how it is, you get home, you don't want to leave, right? So that I'm gonna go home
eventually,
and I'm gonna have to then sit in an hour plus traffic on the Pike to get out to Framingham. I'm already halfway there when I'm here, and then I go to lunch with John. I'm even closer.
Oh, I don't know if you'd sit in an hour traffic once you get on the Pike. From 95.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's like,
Great.
come on, that's like 2 exits.
It's awful. It's awful.
Adam.
Coming down 128 is awful.
Yes, coming down 120. Well,
and then
coming
getting
down
to the
95
Pike.
is awful.
Yes.
Interstate 95
Sure.
is not good. Well, coming back isn't as bad as going up.
Well, no, coming back is. I mean,
no. Going south isn't as bad as going north.
No, they're both bad now. It's terrible everywhere all the time.
I understand, but the say it even took you an hour to get out to Framingham. That's still 5 hours you were home instead of 5 hours out in Framingham.
But that hour sitting in traffic is misery. I don't want that. I want to avoid that at all costs.
And after about 4 o'clock, south on 128. Sorry, Fred, 95 is worse than north.
Yep.
South of Route 9. Much worse.
Yes.
Be Real speculates, to be fair, Adam's home is wherever he lays his head.
Yeah. Hangs my hat.
All right. And I had another friend who said that the men at the library look like Art Garfunkel.
Yeah, they do.
Which is very true. Very true. Yeah. A lot of white froze. A lot of poor Larry Davids.
The description yesterday that one of us came up with was that they all look like the guys from Too Much Tuna. That's right. When men reach a certain age, they are neither women nor Jewish, but somehow they look like both.
Yeah, yeah, that's what George St. Geeglin's whole gig was. Yeah, that's what Oh Hello is about. Northeastern elderly people that went 2 in on the PBS, which was what concerns me about Adam. Is that he really is becoming he's going to be an Oh Hello person. Like listening to one of the jokes is not even for that one, but for another thing that's on the best show is the guy hosts the community jazz hour on Saturday mornings. And the implication is that he killed the host in order to get the jazz show on Saturday mornings. What is his name? Gentle? Something Gentle. Gentle. It's
I don't, now my brain is just going down the Oh Hello rabbit hole and hearing Nick Kroll saying, I look like Steven Spielberg if he didn't make any money.
Yes. Well, yeah. That's kind of what I was saying. Yeah, John Gentle. John Gentle. Yeah. That's you in the future.
Okay.
All right. Very good. We will be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Touch Your...
Carr, Toucher, and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what happened yesterday?
John, I know you're locked in on every single dribble of the Celtics season.
You might be called into action. Something terrible might happen to Grandy.
Would you classify last night as a tale of two halves or a tale of two quarters, the first and the second?
A tale of two quarters.
There you go, because first quarter, let me tell you something, it was all Wizards, baby.
Now Jaylen Brown out of the game. What are they going to do? Bounce past Bagley, fouled, and he muscles through it, scores off the window, and one. Boy, a calamitous sequence for the Celtics. They're going to have to get some players back in the game here.
Yeah, because at that point it was 32-20 against the Wizards. What are you doing?
Wizards are a terrible team. Once again, the size was a problem. They weren't rebounding. They were missing every three they took. It was like a continuation of the last few games.
Yeah, and if size is a problem, who do you turn to? Cato.
Derek White wants Pritchard to crisscross with him, and then he finds him. Up fakes the three, drives to the elbow, lobs down low for Cato, two-hand slam. And now Pritchard, White, and Cato are starting to learn how to play together.
Hey, and you know what? Oh, hold on. Brown's out the game and you scoring?
12-point first-quarter deficit erased. That gave the Celtics a lead 42-41. Yes,
so
Fred.
I heard highlights of this game coming in on the ESPN, and they had Grandy calling it. And he did the exact same call in this game that he did the last time I had heard a highlight, which was you've been waiting for Jaylen Brown to become a star or like a takeover or something. No, here he goes. So that's 2 times in the 9 games that they've played that Grandy has done that call because he's pushing back against the narrative that Jaylen Brown is what?
A number 2 player.
Okay, so this is his. That's been really nagging at him.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will say this about Jaylen Brown.
No, you're pivoting from the conversation, which is
it's Grandy centric and not Jaylen Brown centric. My mistake.
Sorry. Well, my question is, he's always railing against these, unfair forces that populates the world of the Celtics, these voices of discontent that he needs to quiet. I mean, that's his whole thing, correct? Yes. Right. That he is a speaker of truth and that he's going against these faceless voices that seem
Look around and find out.
That seem to haunt. It's a very odd way of doing it because a lot of people just go like Thunder Moneyball, or go like, oh yeah. But he goes like, see, a lot of people, he's very Trump. A lot of people are saying, a lot of people said, some very, very dumb people, the dumbest, have said, it's always this invisible, ignorant force that he's pushing back against. First of all, who's talking about the Celtics at all? And second of all, what is the deal with Brown? What is his point? That Jaylen Brown is wonderful and he's not getting enough credit?
It would seem that way, yes.
I didn't hear what he said. I mean, I've heard him say something to that effect.
Well, it's the same thing that you heard before.
Okay.
We played. Yeah. I think the first time I heard it on this show.
It is the pushback against the chorus of voices that saying the Celtics will struggle without Jason Tatum because Jaylen Brown isn't fit to lead the team. He's not a true one.
Well, they're 4-5. Were they 4-5 last year?
No.
And I understand the talent around Jaylen Brown is much different than the talent around both of them last year. But I just don't understand. Yes, Jaylen Brown is very good. Who said he wasn't? I don't get that. Is the team going to be as good without the pieces that they're missing from last year? No. But Jaylen Brown, no. Who doubts that Jaylen Brown can score 35 points?
It's also kind of funny to have if your main argument is that you're trying to argue against Jaylen Brown not being as good as Jason Tatum. Well, the first thing I would say is they're different players, but also, so what? How many players are better than Jason Tatum in the league?
And
much
then if
less
you're
on one
Jason
team.
Tatum, do you get pissed off because Grandy is insisting that Brown's as good as you? I wonder if Grandy's ever because he's trying to please the team. Like his whole thing is like, these guys better like me. It seems right. Like I mean, if
he's the home team broadcaster.
No. But it's not homerism. It's like he's defying an ignorant voice. I don't hear other broadcasters doing that. I don't. I mean, I've heard Michael Kay on Yankees broadcast go after Mets fans, but I've never heard a broadcaster on his own, like calling a game, like attack invisible. Like he never references who he's talking about, unless it's me. But it's infuriating. You understand that?
I get it. Yes.
And I don't think, does he believe, and this is what I'm questioning,
okay,
because he's a good play-by-play guy, but does he believe when he does that, there's like a chorus of Celtics people, fans that are like, Grandy is this like arbiter of truth? Like he is this henchman against the evil voices surrounding the Celtics?
I don't have an answer to that.
He understands that the Patriots are 7-2, that has occupied most of everyone's bandwidth for sports. It drives me crazy because it's every time I hear a highlight, it's him pontificating against some, and it's not because it's me, because it's not. I could give a rat's ass what the Celtics are doing right now. Hence this conversation. If you want to go do a deep dive into their victory over the Wizards, I tried to watch that thing for 5 minutes. It was so boring. The Wizards,
why? Because the Wizards turned the ball over 18 times. Inside of
and they weren't turnovers
like
they, it was great. These great feats of defensive athleticism. These were throwing the ball into the stands.
Excuse
literally,
me, 19.
Throwing the ball into the stands.
Yeah, you left out that one. Yeah.
Throwing the ball into the stands. Here's what I saw: throwing the ball into the stands.
Yep.
The tall kid from last year's draft rolls off a pick. He's 7 feet tall. He's got his hand in the air. The guy lobs the ball over his head. Over his head. I don't even know how you could do that. I mean, it was almost like they were tanking the Wizards.
What's his name?
Alex Sarr.
Sarge GPT reporting for duty.
No, sorry, Sarge, not you. No.
So, I mean, it drives me nuts. I don't understand like what he's doing. Is it what Felger? Is he talking about Felger?
He does. There are times where he and Max reference Felger a lot. Yes.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, it's good for Felger.
Yes.
I mean, he's assuming that everyone's heard what Felger had to say
It's
that
more
day.
Max than Grandy on that one.
Okay, yeah, but Max is funny. Mike, go ahead.
Fred, I'm just listening. The guy's
Fred. Oh, I'm so put upon. You're such a crap actor. Oh, how annoying are you?
Why don't you let somebody talk? That's my whole point.
I don't know. Why don't you act like a human being instead of being a putz?
You just talk over people. That's all you do. You're talentless. You're talking about talent, Fred. I mean, Sean Grandy got more talent in his little finger than you do in your whole body. What are you talking about?
Bingo.
You're lucky you even have a gig.
I'm lucky I've had a gig for 20 years. I'm lucky I have a gig for 20 years. You think it's harder?
You don't know anything about sports.
That's killing my career. Why are you listening to me? Why are you listening to me? Why are you listening? Answer. Why are you listening? Why are you listening to the show? You listened to the first break and you're listening now. Why have you listened for 38 minutes?
What's your issue with Grandy?
Why have you listened? Why? You answer my question first.
No, I called you. You answer my question.
You called my show, you effing idiot. I don't like the way Grandy says these things. I just explained it when I was rambling on, you stupid, incoherent prick. Now you tell me, why have you been listening to this show for 39 minutes?
It doesn't matter, Fred. It's not 39 minutes.
You've been listening to me. You heard me talk about my dog, and now you heard this.
Fred,
that's 39 minutes, Mike. Mike, if it's so, why tune in at all? Why tune in at all? Why do it to yourself, Mike? If you hate it so much, I don't watch America's Got Talent. I don't sit around bitching about it. Why call into a show you don't like? You idiot. You know what set me off?
I think he listens for me and Wallach.
That could be.
That's
well,
why.
then he should have said it.
That's why a lot of people listen.
Well, if he says I ramble on and on and on.
Yeah, you do.
He's waiting for the two of us to talk.
Right.
Well, that's obviously a foolish errand.
Yes.
Just like when he.
Yeah, I will admit, I heard him say it.
I think you know that.
It's like,
I heard him lead with that. And I'm like, oh, this is going to go
no,
well.
no, no.
This
I
is
would have
gonna
let
go
him
well at
talk,
all.
but it was very annoying right off
Fred.
the bat. I'll tell you that. Very annoying right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
That guy that, since you don't know.
After 20 years, you can't say, oh, you're lucky to have a job. If I'm so lucky to have a job in this industry, they would have fired me. Believe me.
You are lucky.
I know I'm blessed. More blessed.
Since you don't know sports, I will tell you this guy's name is Josh Minot, which you told Bird you didn't have to know who he was. You better figure out who he is. 21 points last night, second highest scorer for the Celtics behind Jaylen Brown, who had 35 on the night, 136-107 Celtics. Big win over the Wizards.
Minot may actually merit paying attention to.
Very good,
if you
Jonathan.
are a casual Celtic fan.
I agree with you, John.
Yes, very active.
Well, you have your finger on the pulse. Kyle, go ahead.
Yeah.
Kyle, go ahead.
Fred, I hear your point, and it's a strong point, but you just went off for 10 minutes. The clip they showed before that, they played, had nothing to do with Jaylen Brown. It was talking about how the three guys were gelling, and then you went off on a rant about
No.
Brady.
I was talking about another clip.
Yeah.
I was talking about a clip that we didn't play.
One that easily he could have invented in his head, but we will take it on faith that he did not. You understand?
Was it a clip you listened to on the way or from yesterday?
It was from last night.
At some point.
I was assuming that you had listened to the game.
Grady called both of them, so that's how they
Had you
tied
not
in.
listened to the game, Kyle? I was assuming that everyone had listened to the game.
Yeah, dummy.
To be honest, I didn't. What happened with the game? I listened to the clip and I was confused by the rant, but I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, there
That's
you
all
go.
that matters.
See, he came right back around like that.
That's all that
good.
matters. Cam, go ahead. And then I have to break. Go ahead. Cam, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hey, so that guy was a complete and total dick. Fred, I also live in Newton Center.
Hey!
I actually live on I live on Langley. But there's this new store in Newton Center right next to the Dunkin' and JP Licks. It's like an Italian pasta store, and I swear every time I walk by that place, it's friggin' weird. There's this old Italian lady with a wooden spoon, just almost threatening you to come into the it's really weird, man. It's really weird. But my one question is, we all know that Grandy's a jackass, but who do we think here? And I know, Ryan Johnson's a good friend of ours, but the Bruins play-by-play or the Celtics play-by-play? Who's the worst homer?
See, it's not the being a homer, because you kind of got to be. That the local broadcast, you're going to be a homer. I mean, you're speaking to the local fans. My issue is, I've brought it up before, and I probably should have thought of it before we started talking about the game and gotten the clip played in fairness. But it's that, I thought I explained it fairly well, but I guess I didn't. It's that, he's always defending the Celtics, defending them. I guess that's a good way to put it. Instead of rooting or being excited for what they're doing, he's defending them. And I don't know what he's defending them against, I guess is my point. It's he has these conversations that are supposed to be in the air that I've never heard. And I listen to the station a lot, and I read the newspaper. I don't see these things he's fighting against. I don't think Jaylen Brown's getting a lot of crap right now, but, I mean, who am I? And it just seems like a cheap way to kind of try to ingratiate yourself with the audience. All right, there you go. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
I love you.
Essential Sports Hub headlines.
Yeah, play that one more time. This is how that call I got mad at the guy started. Like,
Yeah, well, you exhausted him, and I.
He was on the hold for 2-3 minutes. He was exasperated.
Yeah.
No, you get exasperated when you're in the middle of a conversation. You get exasperated when someone picks up a phone after you've been sitting there for 3, 4, 5 minutes.
It's going to be difficult for you to not take this poorly, but I'm on his side. What can I say? He's exasperated by you. I get it, dude.
You know what the thing is that like all the haters just seem to make me stronger and better. So just keep on hating and watch me. Not saying, just saying.
You know who's getting stronger and better? Alex Ovechkin.
Centered up here for Chikrin, a drive and a puck that is in, a score! And it's 900 goals for Alexander Ovechkin. The 900 Club has its first member.
So there you go. And then the opposing goaltender, Chester Bennington, does something. Is his name Jordan, John?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
He does some things. Watch this. After the goal is scored, he's got the puck. Watch what he does with the puck. He's going to keep it in his pants. I don't know if he wants to sell it on the open market or not, but they're not going to get that puck from Binnington. But that is until linesman Michel Cormier came over and said, hey, we know you got the puck, buddy.
Good job catching that. There's cameras everywhere, guys. His eBay account would have been popping off after this game had he pulled that heist off.
He looked like a 4-year-old trying to hide a dum-dum. Like I said, put a sucker in his back pocket for later. It's like it wasn't sly.
Okay.
It wasn't covert.
So when I first heard about this, I thought he was joking around. Like I thought that he wasn't really trying to take the puck. And he was awful last night. He got pulled right away. But he was trying to take that puck. I mean, he skated away and tried to put it in his pants. He put it down the back of his pants. Because, he was pulled out of that game pretty quickly. He allowed 4 goals on 15 shots. But the thing is that then he had to hand it to Ovechkin, and it had been down the back of his pants. So, he took off his glove, took the puck, put it down the back of his pants by his ass, and then, went back into the crease. The linesman or whoever goes up to him. He skates away again, takes his glove off, jams his hand down the back of his pants, and takes the puck out.
Right.
And now Ovechkin's posing with the puck and holding the puck. And they asked Ovechkin about it after the game. You got it?
Did you see Bennington trying to put
yeah, I just saw that, I'm not going to comment into it.
Yeah. I legitimately think he was trying to take the puck.
Which is bizarre.
Yeah,
what
you don't
makes
say.
You think you would get away with that?
Yeah, and you were going to then sell it? It's so odd. And also, you're a goaltender in a National Hockey League game. You would think you'd be somewhat focused. That wouldn't be you would be pissed about the goal. That the game's not over. Wasn't it's not overtime where you try to sneakily take the puck.
Although that was the eventual game winner that made it 2-1, and Capitals ended up getting a 6-1 victory last night. So.
Yeah, they pulled them pretty quickly into that game. But that's the thing is that they pulled them halfway through the game. Is that it just you're so unfocused. It would really weird me out if I'm what's his face, the coach for the Blues, the Montgomery.
Yes.
If I'm Montgomery, I'd be like, is that what you were focused on? The whole game, were you thinking about getting that puck? Were you gonna if he scored, were you thinking about how you were going to take the puck, or was he pissed off, and then so he was going to take it so they wouldn't celebrate?
No, that wasn't it. I think it was the first option. I think Binnington had his mind somewhere else.
Well, obviously, and then once it happened, he completely fell apart. So
that wasn't a spur of the moment thing.
No.
Yeah, they scored less than 2 minutes later to make it 3-0. 5 minutes later, Carlson. When did he get pulled, Fred?
He got pulled 29 minutes and 28 seconds into the game.
Midway second period.
Oh, yeah. So after it was 4-0, that's when they pulled him.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Vrabel had something interesting to say regarding the Patriots. And
Which Sean went on a whole anti-abortion rant. You should have heard him off air.
It was really uncomfortable here in the studio.
He had a Bible on him.
I had no idea.
Highlighted it.
That would have been a trick.
Old Testament.
Yeah.
Deals are like being pregnant. You either are or you aren't. There's no it's either a deal or it's not. So I don't know how close you can be. I know that everyone worked hard and that we...
And then John said, once the life of the trade is created, it has to be seen through. So you can't even pick up the phone and take a call on a trade because
it's done.
That gives life to the trade, and it has to be
There's no going
completed.
back. There's no going back.
You can't even really talk about the trade because that's wasting life-giving information.
Deals are like being pregnant. You either are or you aren't. There's no it's either a deal or it's not. So I don't know how close you can be. I know that everyone worked hard and that we investigated and looked in and made phone calls and what personnel departments do. And in the end, we decided that this was what we were going to do.
It's the best way to handle it is that the only trades that matter are the trades that happen. Everyone on this roster is on this roster. Because as much as coaches can be cagey for no reason, as we experienced with Belichick, the last thing I want to do if I'm a coach is start speculating about guys that are still on the team and people's interest and our interest in moving them or acquiring people at positions that they play. And so I think he probably came up with that beforehand and was like, sure, this is going to ruffle John's feathers, but it's worth it because I got a team to coach. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Adam had plenty of time at the library yesterday to come up with things to talk about, and he has something for us coming up next.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports.
The toss away. What does my clock display? It says 8. This I'm late for work again, so then I dip with my pad and my pen. Step into the workplace with my work face.
We are Toucher and Hardy. If you want to watch us on, YouTube, subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. They've announced the preseason or the spring training, I should say, schedule. So now there's work to be done. Because my son has a 7-week spring break, it seems.
They just go to Florida to start the season and stay there for a while?
No, they're only in Florida for like 5 days, but I take him to Florida before then.
Oh, that's right.
And then to go to spring training, and then he begins spring training.
Where do they do spring training?
Port St. Lucie, I think, is where they did it. There's like a ton of fields. I believe I wasn't there last year when they did it. I came back with him, and then remember he turned around like the next day and left. He's just going to stay down there this time.
A couple of baseball Mets train there, and you have the Marlins and Cardinals right there, just south of there.
Yeah, Roger Dean Stadium, which isn't so great because Roger Dean Stadium is like a stadium, and like even like the bullpens are out of the stadium. So it's not like a good spring training atmosphere. The Port St. Lucie, they have a million fields. I guess they play like Little League stuff there and they have tournaments there, but you can see the players like that aren't in the game working out. They have a bullpen that you can overlook. Like that's what you want out of spring training is be able to like the game is kind of inconsequential. It's like the stuff surrounding the game.
Mm-hmm.
And because games are boring, like, after a while, especially if you're going like 3 in 3 days, like it's a lot. So, Roger Dean Stadium is a nice stadium. It's just not a good spring training environment. And even my father agreed with me, and I was very surprised. I thought he was going to go, what are you talking about? But he was like, yeah, you can't see what's going on. All right, Adam, what's going on here?
I'm a little blown away that your dad agreed with you on something. That's what's going on here, but that's
I know, it felt wrong.
Yeah.
It felt dirty.
Like it upset the balance of the relationship. It's like, whoa, you're not playing your part right.
Yeah, it was just like, this can't, you don't mean it, Daddy. Daddy, you don't mean it. All right, go ahead, Adam.
Yes,
what do we got?
Well, Hardy, you remember early on in your radio career when you first started learning how to do production, and that's a skill that you've mastered over the years. And I'm guessing at one of your early radio stations there in East Lansing, you probably had a library of sound effects.
General
correct?
6000.
Yeah. Okay. So that was like all on a computer, right? Like you could kind of dial things up.
No, they're on CDs.
Oh, okay. So you had that like CD library where you had to go to the book and look up the category and pull all that out. Well, Fred Armisen, who you all know from the television program Portlandia and, of course, his years on SNL, he's decided to throw it back to those old school days. He has a new album out called 100 Sound Effects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a handful of these and see if you guys can kind of workshop what you think the sound effect is. And then I'll tell you what he named it.
Just a note on Fred Armisen here. I don't know if he comes up in your feed, Fred, but he's a funny guy. He's an interesting guy, and he's doing like bits mostly on talk shows and stuff in a way that I don't know anyone else can do them. And there's one that doesn't translate to radio at all, but he does this bit where he says, can you imagine being the drummer in the studio for Diana Ross when they're doing the song I'm Coming Out? And it's like, he's sitting there like pretending like, what are we doing? And he just starts doing the bump.
Yep.
Bump, da-dum. Like, are we starting? Da-da-dun, dun-da-da. And it works with the way the song sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it doesn't translate to like trying to describe it, but he's, I would say, a uniquely funny guy in that way. I don't know anyone else who could like pull off a bit like that. And it's probably not for everybody. Not everyone thinks he's hysterical, but I appreciate him trying to do something different. And the sound effects CD, that's different.
And
it's a comedy album,
He
right?
does a lot of drum humor. And
there is a lot of drum humor.
Well, he was a drummer, and the way that SNL found him is he was making these videos while he was on the road. And you can watch him on YouTube from before he was on Saturday Night Live. He wasn't like a sketch comedy guy or anything.
No.
He was he was like a touring drummer. But he does a lot of drum humor. Some of it I don't think is funny, and some of it I saw the Diana Ross thing. I thought that was all right.
Yeah.
But yes, he's experimenting. Very experimental.
Yes.
Right.
And that comes into play with this sound effects album that he has released. I'll put it to you this way: the descriptions are very descriptive.
Okay.
So for instance, this I'll give you the first one. This particular one. You would think, oh, that's applause. That's the sound effect.
Yeah.
Well, sure it is, but in this case, it's small theater enthusiastic audience. That is what Fred Armisen calls that particular sound effect. So,
that's an actual sound effect on the General 6000 series.
Well, there you go.
They get very specific.
Small theater.
Is this supposed to be
enthusiastic
funny, or is this supposed to be a sound effects album?
It's we're gonna find out, aren't we? What's this?
That is jamming with your uncle in his garage when your cousin comes home.
I disagree. That's Sports Bar Friday night warm-up at 8 o'clock in the evening.
It's tuning up in your garage.
Those are all good guesses, but incorrect. That is the sound of going from the main room to the acoustic room at a music store. And now you're going.
This is like the delirious of our of the 2020s.
This is live on the Sunset Strip.
I mean, this is. I'm surprised I haven't heard this before.
Why don't we stay in the music store, shall we, for this next sound effect?
Please give it away.
I mean, everyone's at the music store.
So what is that the sound of?
That is tuning a guitar that you can't afford. I don't know.
Irritating 5-year-old that took a guitar down from the display case.
Those are both good guesses. Do you have a guess, Fred?
He's not going to play.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
What do you think that sounds like? And then think, what would Fred Armisen call this sound effect?
Tuning?
That's close. It is the tuning of a guitar, but in this case, it's guitar tuned, but somewhat still out of tune.
So you heard this and you said, "Let's take this to the air."
Good bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you things. You're going to have to come up with something,
right?
And then the answer won't be funny.
I had my hand raised in the meeting. I said, "Yes, this sounds like a bit." So
you can take it in a couple of different directions. You can, now that you kind of get the Fred Armisen approach to these sound effects, you can try to guess and come as close to the actual name as you want, or you can kind of do what John has been doing and come up with some funny riffy versions of what they could be instead.
Yeah, do what John is doing.
The sound effect album may not be funny, but John has been funny.
Yeah,
so
I've been hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't know what your
pulling
problem
the guitar
is.
off the wall. And,
let's hang the bit on John's improvisational skills.
Yeah.
How about this?
We've done it for years.
Yeah, Beaton really liked that.
Yeah,
one.
Beaton likes when you attack Wallach. You don't like Wallach.
This one's a little more quiet.
Yep. Oh.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Close.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what is that the sound
So
of?
coolly subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell that he's cool.
John.
Me before I got married.
Oh.
There you go.
So you're saying you don't get smothered in your marriage?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
It is.
Have you ever asked to be smothered?
I have not. I'm a little gun shy about that.
You would think. You've never had a conversation like this is what I'm not even asking from her part. This is entirely from your part. I'm not putting your wife on the spot.
Yes.
Your wife's. This is all from your perspective.
I understand.
You've never said like, hey. She's never even heard that you like to be smothered.
Oh no, she listens to the show enough that she gets that.
And you've never.
I have not.
Do you tell her that you're kidding? Has she said to you?
I've said that I'm kidding. Yes.
Okay.
But you're not kidding. She's bought it for now.
But you're not kidding.
You're not kidding.
We're about 18 years in. So far, I've kind of slid that one past her. Yes.
Because that's a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the rest of your life, Jonathan.
Yes, I know.
I mean, if you die, and it's not through being suffocated by a butt.
If you die having not ever been smothered, have you lived a full life?
Who says I haven't been smothered?
Oh.
Hello.
I mean,
hello.
That's an easy one. That's like a batting practice fastball.
But then why'd you feel comfortable asking the girl to do it, but not your wife?
I'm not sure. It's now that's
blame
a
Adam
dive.
for all of this.
That's a deeper dive. But
blame Adam for this conversation.
Most importantly, Adam, did I get that one right?
You did not, unfortunately.
Right.
It is that was the sound of a small theater audience at a heavy political show.
This is a lot of fun. I'll tell you.
Would you like another sound effect?
Your
Fred?
instincts are dead on, Adam.
Thank you.
Executive producer.
We both signed off on this.
I had to go, and it was getting late, and it was 7:00, so I wasn't.
You had to go get your burrito.
Well, I was. You didn't see me. I was answering questions on Twitter. Did you? But I was all my bandwidth was taken for telling us not to do a bit that would have gotten us in trouble. Which I'm glad that we talked about.
Yes.
That my bandwidth by that point, this is actually the truth. My bandwidth pretty much was taken up by deciding not to do that bit. So by the time Adam had thrown this out for the 100th time.
So that's all the thinking you could do for the day?
To be honest with you, yeah. For the time. And I believe that's something that everyone, if they're being honest with themselves, can relate to.
Sorry, guys. Used up all my thinks.
If that's the way you want to put it and the way it sounds in your head, that's absolutely true. I was done. We had believe it or not, mentally this is not an easy exercise for me. I mean, it's not rocket science, but it's about as much concentrating as I can do.
That explains why you're doing so poorly on this sound effects quiz.
That does explain it.
He's going to get this.
What I should explain, what should be explained is how this would never have been released pre-internet. For that would have required pressing and going through the work of making a tactile thing.
You can buy an actual record. Pay $25 to buy this on an actual record. When would you actually listen to that?
$25.
Yeah.
And the joke is kind of on. I wonder if the joke is he can test someone's credibility by them if they find it funny or not. He knows you're pretending to find it funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that's what that is. All right, go ahead.
This is all the work.
You're going to get this one.
I mean,
this is one.
It's as good an explanation as anything else. I mean, can you get so precious? Portlandia was pretty precious, but if you are of a Generation X, you get the references. When they go into the punk rock house, it's the museum, and you get the band references and stuff. So I understood Portlandia and I got it. I didn't think it was always riotously funny, but I don't think it was supposed to be.
Yeah, but now this is the Wes Anderson of comedy albums now.
Yeah, now this is being extraordinarily precious.
Yeah.
It's the Moonlight Kingdom of comedy records.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I have a pretty good I don't necessarily only watch broad comedy or listen to broad comedy, but this is testing me. And Hardy loves effing Bob Newhart, for Christ's sake.
I do.
Whoops. Well, I didn't say the thing before Christ. All right, go ahead.
Halfway there.
Hey, we've had a delay. I think I land in.
Okay, is this all stuff
6 hours, and I probably won't need a ride. I'll just find something myself. But
this is a guy talking to his wife on the phone on an airplane.
Oh, you know what? You're so close. We're going to give it to you. Businessman on phone on plane before takeoff. Work tone, which is different than this one.
Okay. Okay. Well, I had asked them earlier if they had wanted to move it.
So I'm going to give this one to you. That's businessman on phone on plane still at the gate, casual tone. You hear the difference in tone between those two and also location?
It's almost like you did this bit, and this is it's an endurance test.
We have time for one more.
Oh, really? This is going to take 90 seconds? Fat Ghost.
It's incorrect. Oh.
Dan has something to say before we even get into the venturing the guessing. Dan, go ahead.
Well, I'll guess on that last one. It's Adam's career. This is what happens when you spend too much time in the library and you think of something. This is.
You would think Nick would answer
Thanks,
the phone.
Adam 12.
That's correct, Dan. Thank you.
By the way, the exercise was during a phone call, when the phone is ringing, do you answer the phone?
Oh.
Because it's been brought to your attention that you are, the phone is in operation. Now, you sat through this whole album.
Yeah, I tracked the whole thing.
Did you chuckle once?
Yeah, I laughed a few times. I like that last
Play
one.
something that you laughed at.
That last one, I liked that one.
Okay, what was the answer?
We got to listen to it again first.
No. What was the answer, Adam?
It's haunted house ghost going upstairs, but the door is locked.
And that made you laugh.
Listen. Yeah. The ghost gives up. I'll go back downstairs again.
It's because it's so not trying to be funny that
Yes.
you make it, that makes you very funny? It makes it very funny to you?
I did find it entertaining that the descriptions were so descriptive that some of the sound effects were esoteric, and I figured it would be something that we could all riff on.
Well, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
I might have to go home.
He doesn't feel good, and look
No.
what you did to him.
Yeah, it's a bad day to do this bit. I'm sorry, Hardy.
He didn't feel good, and still yet you pulled this out. You just try. Are you trying to make him feel worse?
No, I wouldn't do that to my friend.
This is what happens when Adam spends 6 hours in framing.
I'm doing it again next week.
Did you bring a snack with you?
I did. Yeah.
He packed a snack.
Yeah, I packed a snack.
An apple?
And I was responsible. I went outside to eat it because no eating in the library.
Oh, yeah.
So Adam, if you don't know, had a gig at 6 o'clock in Framingham, which I don't even care what it is. But you should notice that none of us have even inquired to be what it was.
Well, he's told us.
Well, who knows? Who listened? And then so Adam goes and he has lunch with John after the show. And then he has legitimately 5.5 hours to kill. So he goes to the Framingham Public Library, which he's familiar with, even though he doesn't live anywhere near Framingham.
No.
He lives an hour from Framingham in traffic, as a matter of fact. So he goes to the Framingham Library, but before he left for work, he packed a snack.
Yes.
To eat at the Framingham Library.
Well, because I knew it was going to be a long time between lunch and dinner. I need a snack during the day. John does not. I do. We talked about that yesterday over lunch.
Sounds like there's a sound effect album of lunches. All right. Well, I hope you're happy. You got Hardy completely disengaged. Machi. I'm sorry, Hardy.
No, it's
I know you weren't feeling well, and then Adam just kind of put his boot on your throat and dug in.
Wow.
Bad. Super bad. No. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with Bob Beers.
Stay tuned.
Hardy.
Oh, so
Awoken Hardy
instead of harming. Huh.
Well, I don't know about that, but Hardy's been inspired creatively. All right, Bob Beers is the Bruins color analyst on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Bob, thank you so much for joining us and getting up early.
Yeah, good morning.
We appreciate it. Okay, so look, the Bruins have won 4 games in a row here, and what has been different after that long losing streak, other than winning, obviously?
Well, I mean, they've been at home a lot. You just heard that clip. They've been at home a lot, and they've done well. That road trip that they went on initially there was a tough one. That was, Utah, that's a good team this year. Vegas and Colorado also very good. So you knew you were going to have a real good challenge there, and obviously they came home 0-3 up to that one. The Ottawa game was real ugly. That's been an outlier over the last, 6 games because they've won 5 out of 6. The one in Ottawa was not good. So what's been better? I mean, defensively, they have been better. They've talked about that openly, that they need to have good structure defensively. And, people will love to see goals, and everybody loves to see goals, but this team needs to play well defensively, needs to have the goaltending. The special teams need to have to be strong. And by and large, they've done that. And on home ice, they've been more than respectable. Great, no, but respectable with their record. So it's been good to see if they can keep it up and be consistent. That's the next question, because so far so good right now. I think this is a lot where a lot of people thought this team might be, and then see if they can take those steps forward to continue to get better defensively and make it be a hard team to play against, be a hard team to get scoring chances against.
Bob, where does it start for them playing better defensively? Are they slowing down entry into the zone? Are they attacking in the neutral zone, or are they just playing better in front of Swayman and Korpisalo?
When they're on, they've got a good call it a 1-2-2 in the neutral zone, and they try to funnel pucks to be dumped in instead of carried in. Okay. And then when they're playing at their best, they're getting back on those dump ins. They're getting the good touch maybe from the goaltender or the defenseman, and then you get yourself out of the zone with 1 or 2 passes, or even a wrap around and making sure that puck gets out. But when they're off, they're loose through the neutral zone, and can kind of get a little confused in their own zone. But they've been much better in their own zone at switches and adapting to Marco Sturm's system that he wants to play this year. And I think it's shown in the results here recently. Now, can they keep it up? And you got a team that just put 7 up on you last week, or whatever it was, a week and a half ago in Ottawa, coming in tonight. So we'll see how they react tonight to a team that can put the puck in the net.
Specifically with personnel, though, Bob, I was watching Murat Hustadinov in the last game, obviously game-tying and game-winning goal. What do you see for him in the future? Is he a checking line forward that just, Marco Sturm's kind of riding his wave of offensive talent here, or is he a guy who might see an expanded role as we get deeper into the season?
Oh, I think he's somebody that he can play up and down the lineup, right? He started him on the 4th line, but it doesn't mean he's necessarily a 4th line. He was also getting second power play time for a little while. He brings a lot of energy. He's not a big guy. He brings a lot of energy. He's quick. He can make some plays offensively. They pat him at center there between Geekie and Pastrnak. I don't think that's ideally a good spot for him, but he was forced into that role because Elias Lindholm went down with an injury. Later in the game against the Islanders, they shortened the bench. They had Fraser Minton in the middle playing with Hustadinov and Pastrnak, and that's the line that scored the game-tying goal. They were all in on it. Hustadinov scores it, and Pastrnak and Minton had assists on it. So you saw him jumble the lines and shorten the bench against the Islanders there in the 3rd, and it worked out. Where he puts them today against Ottawa, we'll wait and see. I don't think that long-term he's going to be a center for, Geekie and Pastrnak. But, out of necessity, maybe he goes back there. Maybe they keep some of the lines that they had the other day to finish the game, I mean.
Do you think Korpisalo's back-to-back wins had anything to do with Swayman looking better when he came back and got his back-to-back starts, which also were wins?
I think it's good to have healthy competition and push each other, right? I don't necessarily think that, Korpisalo having 2 strong games pushed Swayman to have a better game. I think he goes in there trying to have a good game every time he goes in. But to have the competition, I like the fact that they started Korpisalo twice. Swayman played really well against the Islanders the other day. does he play tonight, or do they go Korpisalo tonight and then put against his old team in Ottawa, and then go Swayman on Saturday against Toronto and Hockey Night in Canada up in Toronto? So that would be my guess, but I've been wrong plenty of times before. So we'll see what direction they go here tonight and Saturday.
Yeah, well, if they did go Swayman tonight, and it doesn't mean anything, but we were talking about this last week when Sturm said at the beginning of the season, before the season started, I don't see them going more than 2 games in a row before making a switch. That would mark the first time it was 3 straight starts for either guy if they did go Swayman tonight.
Yeah, I mean, yep, and I don't think that they would, simply because, and I don't think that they're hiding him, but the game in Ottawa was so bad by everybody. Yeah. I mean, it was bad, and then for Swayman, he wasn't the solution. He wasn't the only problem, but he wasn't the solution either. So it was just an ugly game for everybody in that one, and you kind of flushed that one, and they won 5 out of 6, so that's the positive side of things, and they've gotten good contributions up and down their lineup for the most part.
I think it's interesting that you still reference like Hockey Night in Canada. That's still something.
It's a big deal up there.
Yeah, I know. It's fun that it's like still a big deal, given how spread out everything is in sports. Like Monday Night Football used to be this like massive deal, and now it's not like that anymore because of Sunday Night Football and Thursday Night Football and da 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 da.
Yeah.
But you guys players still get up for Hockey Night in Canada.
Well, I don't know if it means anything to, or much. I don't know what it means to players today, but it was, and it was an honor to play Hockey Night in Canada in Toronto. It's national, and they'll do double headers. I mean, everything revolves around hockey up there on a Saturday night. They've tried to spread it out too. They've got their Monday night prime game that they do, and they do some other things up there. But it's Saturday still. Everything kind of revolves around that and that day. I mean, the coverage is wall to wall. It's full out. It's a fun day up there.
Well, believe me, when my friend Chris Freskin, who played at Michigan, would come over when I was like in middle school, he would go Saturday night. He'd go put on CBC. Now Hardy and I got CBC because we lived in Detroit. And I go, oh, no, we have to watch hockey for 3 hours. And I go, who's the little guy in the plaid coat? And you go, oh, he's a legend. And I go, he seems very racist. I go, I don't know about this, Chris. I don't like the way that this guy seems very racist.
Legend, you're talking about.
Why are all the commercials for Labatt's?
Yeah, well, that's all they serve in Detroit is Labatt's. So Binnington, did you see what he did after the 900th goal by Ovechkin last night? By any chance?
I did not. I haven't watched the highlights yet.
Oh, yeah. So he took the puck out of the crease and then skated away, took his glove off, and put the puck down the back of his pants. And the linesman had to come up to get the puck back.
And there seemed to be like some discussion. We know you have it. You have to give me that puck.
Like he wasn't kidding, basically.
Yeah.
Like
he ignored the fact that there are dozens of cameras watching his every move.
But regardless, so just like, have you ever been on the ice for anything historic like that, or like? Do you think that's it's just like kind of a question to ask an ex-player, regardless really if you've been in that situation or not, it's just kind of get in mindset. And then Binnington fell apart after that and he got pulled. Like he allowed 2 goals like right away.
But what's the protocol on something like that?
But in all seriousness, do you think Binnington like went into that game going like, I don't want Ovechkin to score his 900th against me? Like having that in his head?
Definitely went into the game that way, but he also must have thought about, okay, if he does score, man, I'm keeping the puck.
Well,
it's a pretty good, it's a pretty good momentum to have, right?
Yeah, but not so great for the game because he then fell apart completely and had to be pulled halfway through the game. So
it's not the first time he's done something that it makes you scratch your head. He's pulled a couple of nutties before, so
yeah,
he's a wild card.
Yeah, and then you hand this ass-covered puck back to Ovechkin.
That's the other thing.
Like he wasn't joking.
Sanitize that thing before you give it back.
He's in goalie equipment, and I don't care if it's on his bare ass or not. He dropped it down the back of his pants. I can't imagine that. That's not all by his grundle and everything else, and now you got to handle it back to the and then the linesman's got to take it, and then Ovechkin's smelling the thing. It's very strange. All right, Bob Beers. Well, listen, it's been nice. It was hard to you started thinking. I mean, it's early in the season, but team loses that many games in a row, and you start thinking, oh Jesus. oh boy, what are we in store for?
We're right back where we were in March and April of last year.
Well, that was the fear,
No.
None of us.
No, don't go there.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Bob. I didn't hear a word you said after the trade deadline last year because I was like, I don't know why I would be going through this exercise anymore, but you have to go. So
I was reverting to Bob Uecker, my inner Bob Uecker.
RG was telling me that you had Jack in front of you the whole game. You just were drinking your way through it. But they played the Senators tonight. Look, they ran off 4 in a row, and that's good news. And they played the Senators tonight. Very well aware that they got killed by 5.
Is that do hockey players care that much about revenge for looking bad the previous week, or is it just another game on the schedule?
Well, not even revenge, but
just motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
If you need any extra motivation, I mean, you're on home ice. You didn't play well the last time against them. So, they're a divisional team. It's a team you're going to be fighting with all year long for a playoff spot, hopefully. So, there's extra motivation tonight for a number of reasons.
All right, Bob. Bob Beers, listen to him tonight, 7 o'clock, pregame at 6:30 as the Bruins take on the Senators at home. Bob, thank you so much. We appreciate the time.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks.
All right, you too. You know what? Maybe I go to that game tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go.
Oh, nice.
I haven't been to a game this year, so maybe I go to that game tonight.
Tickets should be a little bit cheaper than they normally are.
Yeah. Do you think I could get in the box tonight?
Why not?
I don't like asking very often. I really don't.
No, you got to pick.
Not because people are stingy or anything. It's just I don't want to put anyone through anything.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots, but why not? I mean, this is. Random game in November. Well, why not?
You cozy up to all the salespeople, Hardy. Why don't you see if you can do your friend a good deed?
Get you a couple of tickets there.
Yeah, you give me a couple tickets in that box. Yeah, you get on that now.
Absolutely.
Please. Even though I'm very impressed with what you've done with that Adam audio, Hardy has a very good idea. And Adam, you'll never know about it until it happens.
Ooh, joy.
It's going to really put you in your place, stupid. You're reckoning. All right. We will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented. And let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the sport.
Making a video, subject yourself to still being on Twitter, but that is because I don't think I know anyone on Twitter that's not in media. I don't know anyone in my personal life that has like a Twitter account and hasn't for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a good way to like get people, but better you than me because I'm off of that thing. And by the way, Ryan Johnson was listening and got me tickets for tonight's game.
Oh, and there you go.
What a guy.
Yeah, I know. I told him, I'm like, thank you so much, but I got to tell you, I'm much more pleased that you were listening to the show than anything else. I'm just, why subject yourself to that?
RJ's great.
All right, I have John watches every Celtics game, which I guess we all should. It was very difficult last night. I really did try. I tried so hard. And when it was close, I watched, and then it became obvious that it's funny that the Wizards are like pro athletes, like that they're NBA players, like that with 7-footers, number 2 overall picks in the draft, like good players that can play so poorly and look so disorganized.
They've been so bad for so long. I mean, they had John Wall and Bradley Beal, but I mean that's ages ago, and the team has been terrible forever, including this year.
And I'll tell you this, is that, I mean, you saw, John, how can a team that's all they have to do is play basketball be so disorganized? Like, I will hand this to Missoula. If you were watching from the second quarter on, the Celtics seemed like a much more together team. It was like anarchy versus... At least it looked like the Celtics had a coach, and that's all I'll say. But I do want to get into this, which we never got into. The 2025 World Series Game 7 had 26 million, all told, viewers.
Here in the United States.
I don't know. North America, let's say.
Canada, include Canada.
Okay,
yes.
North America. The NBA Finals Game 7 had 16 million. And that's despite one of the teams being from Canada and not being counted in the U.S. ratings. Oh, no, this is U.S. ratings, what I'm seeing here.
Wow. It's all right.
26 million versus 16 million. And the Canada would an additional 11 million average viewers watched on Sportsnet. So MLB, according to this, are commonly the number one primetime program in their local TV market. Local viewership is going up despite cord cutting 7% in 2023, another 3%. So the NBA local ratings dropped 13% overall, is what this is saying. So, look, it was a historic World Series. That Game 7 might be the best baseball game I've ever seen.
Plus, the Game 7 for the NBA final was on a Sunday night, which is traditionally a higher television viewing night than Saturday night, which is when the World Series Game 7 took place.
Yeah, 26.8 million viewers on Fox. Game 7 of the NBA Finals, 16.4 million.
The other thing,
so even more impressive, people staying in on a Saturday night to watch that game.
Yeah.
The other part of it is basketball has always been a worldwide phenomenon, and you can, China and Pacific Rim.
51 million viewers across U.S., Canada, and Japan.
And that's what I'm getting to. You have Shohei Ohtani playing on the best team. Everyone in Japan was watching this game. 51 million people. I mean, that's like that's top Super Bowl numbers.
Well, that's
million.
accumulated over U.S., Canada, and Japan.
I understand. I'm just talking about eyeballs. Basketball has always been more of a global phenomenon than baseball until this year. Ohtani has changed everything the last couple of years because he's playing for the Dodgers in a massive media market, and now people overseas are watching everything this guy does. Major League Baseball is getting a huge kick in the ass from this one player. It's amazing.
But I also see like a trend. It seems like baseball has kind of hit its bottom and now is rebounding a little bit, and especially if they fix things. And by the way, with this Skubal thing, which we could get into from a Red Sox perspective, because you're out of your mind if you trade for him. But Skubal, there's talk of like the Tigers waiting out this season and then signing him based on new rules.
Oh, good luck with that.
Well, that's the idea.
I know.
Is that if you get through this season, the dynamics for signing a player will be far different. So the advantage would be that if you keep Skubal for the year, you probably make the playoffs again. And then with that, you then wait for everything to fall apart and then sign him under the new guidelines.
If he likes, you would know more than I would. Does he really like Detroit?
I think he likes money. He's a Boris guy. That's why he hasn't signed. He will not sign with anybody before the end of the season. It doesn't matter that he's in Detroit. I understand he can't, but like, I believe even if I don't know if he's traded, if he'd agree to sign with another team, I don't know, but.
All I'm saying,
Boris is saying that he's not going to negotiate with the Tigers during the season because that's what Boris does with all his guys. Boris won't let you negotiate with the team during the season.
No, I get that.
Or before your contract's up.
But who knows what the new rules are going to look like, and who knows how many teams can offer him the same thing as Detroit.
Well, the thing is, you wouldn't be.
Well,
they're not going to pay him because they're not out of their minds.
No, but they're waiting for the price to come down because there'll be a cap, etc. But that also might bring more teams into the mix. It's a huge roll of the dice.
And what's funny is that, is it that or is it paying him quote unquote Garrett Cole money? And look at what that's got in the Yankees.
Yeah,
I mean, if you sign Skubal for 8 years, he's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna be hurt for at least 3 of them. So, and then what's he like at the end? It's a lot of money. I can't blame anyone for a starting pitcher feeling very iffy about giving them that kind of deal. Skubal's fantastic. Like I said, if he's on the Tigers, they're probably making the playoffs. Just him as a player every 5th day probably gets them into the playoffs, and he probably wins a couple playoff games for you. He's fantastic. I just don't know if I'm going to give him Garrett Cole money when the comp is Garrett Cole, who doesn't pitch all these things. Because it's just too much. You got to be such a freak not to get hurt. I mean, they all do. It's not their fault. There's nothing you can do to prevent it. It's just if you're not Nolan Ryan, it's very difficult not to go through arm injuries. It's just not, your arm moving that quickly is not natural. But I do wonder if the NBA, and we've talked about this for a while, I wonder if the NBA, like the force of will that was ESPN backing it, and that whole like LeBron James, like 15 years of just literally making LeBron James a cartoon character, a superhero, which they did. They animated him and made him a superhero. If you went so all in on that, which paid off, and now you're kind of scrambling, because think of who the next people were. Ja Morant, now he's a disaster.
Yep.
Edwards is on Minnesota, and they're seem to be declining.
Mm-hmm.
you have the kid in San Antonio Wembanyama, who's 7'4". So
he's supposed to be. I mean, every poll that they tried the last year said Wembanyama is going to be the guy they build this league around.
But I don't think that's wise because doesn't have the personality of Shaq, and it's hard. It's hard for a big guy, right? Like, who have been the faces of the NBA, except for Shaq, who was a force of personality. And, it
was more big guys back in the 70s and the 60s.
70s, though, well, that's a bad deal because the 70s, the finals were on tape delay until Magic and Bird got into the league.
I'm just thinking of this as we're talking.
Because can you think of a big man other than Shaq that, like, dominated, like, was the face of the NBA?
In the 70s, it was
No.
Okay.
Since the NBA's been popular.
Okay.
I mean, Dwight Howard, they tried.
It didn't work.
And that didn't work at all.
They tried to make him Superman.
Yeah. So, Dr. J, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant.
In order, basically, is the way you're going.
No,
but ever since Jordan got in the league in the mid-'80s, it's always been a smaller guy. Yes.
Because it's more fun. Because they
you could jump really high.
Yeah, like
it's athleticism comes into it.
Yeah,
yes.
they handle the ball more. There's just more going on with those guys.
And even if Wembanyama can do all those things, which he can shoot and dribble and all those things. He's still 7'4", 7'3", whatever he is, which is just not as impressive. Like, the NBA sells athleticism.
Yeah.
Steph Curry. Like,
Yes.
it's almost like the smaller you are, the better. Like Steph Curry.
Because the more impressive it is.
Absolutely. And, those long-range shooting and, all that stuff, like the passes, like these are all things that we value. A big guy, you're kind of like, I could do that. If I was 7'3", I could do that. It's just not as interesting. I would be a little concerned if I'm the NBA. That's all.
Well, yeah. Obviously, the casual viewer is going to look at the NBA and go, okay, this is a video game. Everyone's shooting threes all over the place. Not a lot of defense is being played. Teams are scoring 120, 130 points.
And it's not as athletic anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that. It's not the height of athleticism.
You got the physicality of it has been reduced significantly, partly because of the rules, but also because of the shot selection and spacing. Yes.
But I would just keep an eye on it because remember, baseball was a punchline for a long time, and you can't deny that, despite their best efforts, that, popularity, at least in the biggest games, is improving, and the NBA is declining.
Yes. And it's been a long time. You and I were baseball fans first, so I'm all for it. I'm very happy that baseball is back. Pitch clock had a lot to do with that, but
sure.
You have a guy you get a chance to watch the best baseball player in the history of the sport play on a national stage. That also helps a ton.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's like a Jordan Finals. But you could make the argument that, Tatum and Doncic would be two guys that would be taking the mantle, and they were in the finals, and, that didn't do very well.
You want to talk about different? Luka's different than anybody else playing a game right now. So he has the opportunity if he could just get out of his
I don't think he's athletic enough. And SGA is really fun to watch, and he was in the finals last year, but that's Oklahoma City. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Toronto was one of the two teams in the World Series, and that's not even – I don't know if you know this, not even the United States.
Oh, that's right.
What?
They're sort of our enemy.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. The evil Canadians with their ads. All right, so we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the
points and saw Josh Minot add a career-high 21.
He's huge for us. Josh is his energy, his length, his athleticism is big for us. Anytime when he brings it like that, we're a better team. So just encouraging him and to be consistent every single night to bring that same energy because he's huge for us.
Peyton Pritchard and Anthony Simons added 18 points apiece in the win. The Celtics visit Orlando for a 2-game series now. First game is tomorrow night, and then the rematch will be early on Sunday evening. Patriots held their first practice of the week yesterday with a big road game coming up on Sunday against Tampa Bay. Ramondre Stevenson, Kayshon Boutte, Garrett Bradbury, Christian Ellis, and defensive tackle Joshua Farmer all missing. The Buccaneers were without starting running back Bucky Irvin and Chris Godwin, among others. On Thursday Night Football, Las Vegas will visit Denver. Bruins back home tonight to play Ottawa. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And the Red Sox announced their preseason schedule for 2026 yesterday. It all begins February 20th in Fort Myers against Northeastern. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. With over 50 trucks on the road, because your clogged drain is their emergency, go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Takes the snap, rolling to his right. He's being chased by Judon. Drake May on the run to the 5.
Drake May knows it.
Boston, I think it's the best sports city in the world.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
You got to chill.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. If you want to watch us on YouTube, you may do that by going to YouTube and subscribing to 98.5 The Sports Hub. We are on live in the mornings, and then it's up there for you to consume at your leisure. All right. Adam, you knocked it out of the park.
Oh, thanks,
you
Fred.
actually got me tickets to... You got me tickets to the Bruins game, according to Ryan Johnston, because he couldn't turn off the show after your fabulous bit at 7 o'clock.
Oh, Ryan.
Dave Richards is going to join us. Phil Perry will be in at 9 o'clock. But in the meantime, Adam, see if you can make up it all for your errors earlier today.
Well, I hope I can. I mean, I found this list that I've handed over to Hardy to quiz the two of you on, and it is Forbes' highest paid dead celebrities of 2025, of which there are 13. And you should be able to get them all throughout the course of this segment, Hardy. You can take it away whenever you're ready.
I'll tell you right now, they will not get. I will guess right now and say they will not get 3 of them.
Harry
That's
Reams.
my guess.
One of them being number 2. That was the one that stuck out to me as the
No,
hardest one to get.
not necessarily, but
Okay.
They'll get 10 or 13.
All right.
That's my guess.
There are a couple obvious ones.
Now, I'm going to give you. Go ahead. Start with your obvious ones, and then I have a couple of hints just in terms of categories. But go
Boner
ahead.
from Growing Pains.
That is correct.
Well done.
He went into the woods and never came out.
Oh.
No, that is not on the list. John,
That
what's
didn't
your-
happen on the show.
What is your obvious?
Boner. Him and Eddie were Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
With Kirk Cameron's, they were his buddies. And they went out. And when he went out with Eddie in a later episode, John, he met 2 girls in a car and they cruised around town. One of them was whom?
I don't
From
know.
a show that you like very much.
Jenny Garth?
Jenny Garth.
Buddy!
On a later episode of Growing Pains when Mike Seaver lived in the attic. Remember those ones?
No.
By the way, one of the
Never
first
one episode ever.
By the way, one of the first episodes, first season of Growing Pains, Mr. Seaver is a psychiatrist.
Oh.
And one of his clients is up on the roof at Christmas time threatening to throw himself off of it for the entire episode. And the kids are communicating with him through the fireplace. It's a lot of fun.
Oh. Why not go outside and talk to him?
I'm cold.
Yeah, it's Christmas
time in Connecticut.
Okay.
They're in
Christmas
Connecticut.
time.
All right.
She's a local newscaster in Connecticut, stupid.
I'm just living off my Jenny Garth thing. That was great.
Yeah, you had a 1 in 3 chance.
All right.
Take your victory lap.
Oh,
All right. Who's the obvious dead celebrity that was one of the highest paid of 2025?
There are 2 that are obvious. One is Elvis Presley,
That is correct.
and the other one has to be Michael Jackson.
Wow, that is the number one. $105 million to Michael Jackson's estate in 2025 alone.
Woo! Now, who gets it from the estate?
Well, apparently the kid's name that we thought was Blanket, his name is not Blanket, or he's changed it to something else. But there was Blanket, and what was his daughter's name?
No clue.
Not his. His daughter's name would be Blank. not Blanket. It would be.
Well, it was the nurse that he had sex with and created children with,
Well,
right?
that's where the
Right?
rub is that I highly doubt that the kid he hung out the balcony window, teasing the press when he put the baby out,
Yeah,
right.
held it over the press. He's acting right. You have a bunch of paparazzi taking your picture. What do? You take the kid, take the baby, and you hold it 3 stories up.
Yeah, take that baby. It's a nice baby.
Like one slip, and it falls to its death. That's what you do. And then you're incredulous when people say that didn't seem wise of you to do. Because I'll ask you guys: did you ever go to the mall and just hang your baby over the side, like when you're on an upper floor? No, that never occurred to me.
No. You're saying these 3 don't look like his kids, Fred?
If Michael Jackson has any ounce of black in him, no, those are pure white. Those look like Mike Seaver, to be honest with you.
Prince Paris and Blanket, who has changed his name to BG. B-I-G-I.
Yeah, he had a silly name before. Paris is good looking, kind of, right? Yeah. That's Lisa Marie Presley's kid, if I'm not mistaken, who was an attractive, sort of attractive woman. How about John Lennon?
John Lennon is on the list.
There you go. Well done.
All right, I'm going to give you a hint right now. There are 10 musicians on this list, 2
Harry Chapin,
athletes, and 1 author. These are the highest paid dead celebrities of 2025.
Author?
Yes.
What author?
10 musicians, 2 athletes, and 1
Who did
author.
Chicken Soup for the Soul? Or is that many authors?
Irma Bombeck?
No, that's if life has a bowl of cherries, what am I doing in the pits?
Oh, that's the humor of Dave Barry. When you're really dealing with an intellect. When you're dealing with an intellect, when they've got Parade magazine open to the last page to see what Barry has to say. Go ahead.
All right, this guy just is Jimmy Buffett one of them?
Oh,
John Wallace.
Johnny Wallgame. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Is Tupac Shakur one of them?
Not a bad guess. There's, I would say, Tupac Shakur adjacent.
Yeah, there has to be a rapper.
Oh, all right. I have a guess.
Biggie.
There you go.
There it is.
I was going to say
go, Fred.
Other Coast. Other Coast. There you go.
I think those deaths had something in common.
You think?
And odd that you could get shot on. You lived in Vegas, right there on the Strip, and just drive away, and no one's the wiser.
Las Vegas Boulevard, and it's like, wow, that not easy to get away.
Super famous guy, lots of people around, shot right there on the Vegas Strip, and no one could figure it out.
There was a guy who pretty much solved Biggie's death. He was working for the Los Angeles Police Department at the time. They told him to shut up and go away.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, so you're doing well. There's a couple of classic rockers on here. I would say these are 2 that you would not get.
Is Jerry Garcia based on his band's Constant Churning?
No.
Or
But
is his family left to die?
2 classic rockers from the same band are 3rd and 4th.
Ooh, 2 classic rockers from the same band. So it is not the Doors. It is. It's not John Paul Jones and John Bonham. I can't imagine from Led Zeppelin.
Nope. We just discussed this band the other day when we were talking about our highest grossing or biggest selling albums.
So are 2 guys from the Eagles dead? So not Don. Okay, so it's not the Eagles.
It could be. Well, it was Glenn Fry's dead,
and it's not Fleetwood Mac.
Nope. No.
Is it Glenn Fry?
Nope.
Oh, my goodness.
Same band, 2 guys dead. One of the guys is the one you think of when you're talking about this band. There's this guy and this guy from the band.
Oates.
No, he's still alive.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's pissed, too, apparently.
They're suing each other like cats and dogs.
I'll give you the band and see if you can come up with the 2 names. Pink Floyd.
Oh, wow. Not Sid Barrett.
Yes.
Sid Barrett?
Sid Barrett is on this list.
$81 million to the estate of Sid Barrett in 2025.
But they didn't. Whoa. Explore. Now you've really piqued my curiosity in real life. So Sid Barrett was in Pink Floyd, but that wasn't the Roger Waters years when The Wall and Dark Side of the Moon. He wasn't on with them for those albums. He was with them for some albums that I don't even know. Did they just write him into the contract?
Maybe it's like an REM situation where all four guys get all four publishing.
But he wasn't on those albums. When Pink Floyd blew up into that huge.
They rewrote the contracts.
Yeah, it's because it's because he was a founding. This and the other gentlemen that you have not guessed yet are founding members of the band.
So they took care of Sid Barrett throughout his. That's actually pretty admirable.
Yeah.
Because, Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall are the two mega huge albums, and he didn't have anything to do with either of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
The other guy, you'll never get his name. Richard Wright.
Keyboard.
Why didn't you give me a chance? Why'd you jump in? You don't want me to sound smart is the problem.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, Richard Wright. We all knew it.
Yeah.
Sid Barrett. How about that?
Never in a million years.
I have a newfound respect for the guys in Pink Floyd.
All right, you got two more musicians. The two athletes, you haven't come up with either of these athletes, the Forbes highest paid
Sonny Liston.
dead celebrities of 2025. Gentleman Jim Corbett. No.
James J. Braddock.
Yeah.
Is one of them a boxer?
No.
Oh.
They got to still be selling merch or something of that nature.
Yeah.
One of his name just got mentioned a little while ago.
Sandy Koufax.
Athlete? Well, Koufax is still alive.
Oh, no, I know. He was at the World Series. Stupid. I knew that.
Athlete we just mentioned?
Yes.
So because it's a dead basketball player then.
Oh, Kobe Bryant.
There you go, John. Look at John deducing.
No, it's baskbasketball.
Yeah.
It's his true love.
Musician. How about Whitney Houston?
No.
Nope.
All right.
No, that was dumb.
Got back on.
John, I'm a little disappointed you haven't come up with this one.
It's from your era, Scott Joplin.
No, it's someone that you appreciate. I mean, Fred appreciates him too. But it's really more.
Do you know him as him or the symbol?
Musician.
Well, I know it, but can you deduce from what I just said?
I didn't hear what you just said. What you?
Well,
just
maybe
said?
you should pay attention next time.
Maybe you should fix your tumor ear because he pretty much gave you the answer.
I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here, I'll do it now. You hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
You're definitely.
Oh,
I said it into the wrong ear.
You can't hear it because it's not a name.
Boom.
There you go.
Prince.
Number 11, $11 million.
If you get the author, I will hand you. I probably have $100 in my wallet.
Okay.
If you can get the author without using your hands,
The author.
I will give you. I swear to God, I'll give you $100.
Okay.
Do you already know it?
No, but
Okay.
I haven't thought because it will torture me.
The author.
Do not give him a hint.
No, I'm going to give you a hint on the other athlete. This is one that I would have come up with easily.
Mario Andretti.
No, I would have.
Dale Earnhardt.
I would have come up with this. Why would I come up with it?
Is he gay? Something to do with his penis.
All right, athlete might be a stretch, but he was probably the first quote-unquote athletic of his...
Eddie Fierro.
First athlete to really excel in this sport.
And he's dead.
Other guys would
Matt Hoffman.
Other guys would not be considered athletes until this guy
I
came
keep going BMX on
came
you.
around.
You're not, other people would not have been. Brian Boitano.
Lou Ferrigno.
Who would I be into? What sport do I
can't think of anyone outside of musical theater.
Which ultimate Frisbee player has died recently?
Carl Frisbee.
It's Carl Whammo.
Oh.
Is it Barishnikov?
What sport do I like?
Who knows? That would require. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I got it.
Well, of course I've got it too.
Okay.
But let's see. Hagen.
Sneed.
Tom Kite.
Still
it's, of
alive.
course, Arnold Palmer.
Yes, very good.
All right.
Author.
He never won a lot, Hardy. He was kind of just his Latrobe, Pennsylvania shtick got him through. It certainly wasn't greatness. You'll have to admit.
No, he won a ton.
No, not as much as the others.
Okay.
No. Okay, so if you can get the author, I'll hand you $100.
Okay.
Because you'll have to know authors.
It's got to be an author that is dead, that his work lives on and makes a crap load of money.
Yeah, and it's probably turned into films and things of that nature.
Okay, I think I have a guess.
Okay, you get one guess. So think of it, and I will give you I'll give you $100.
All right, I have one guess. My guess would be J.R.R. Tolkien.
That's a really good guess.
That's a good guess.
Is it correct?
You're going to limit him to one guess?
Yes.
That is not correct.
Ah. Okay. Do you know the answer, Fred?
I knew you would say Tolkien because you're a huge dork. And that is, of course, what you would do. Do I know the answer? I do not.
Okay.
But now it's going to bother me. So I'll have to think of it.
Well, author is...
Yeah, it's going to be something dumb.
No, it's a children's author.
Dr. Seuss.
There you go, Freddie T. How about that?
Well done.
Because Judy Blume is just nipping. Judy Blume's still alive and kicking. Wait until those super fudge in the torture. Are you there? God, it's me. Margaret put on me.
The final musician on the list. Actually, there's two. There's a reggae guy.
Bob Marley.
There you go. And somebody I think would really fit both you and Wallach. If you can think of who this...
Miles Davis.
Very good. Very
good. Trumpet Miles Davis.
Yeah, you got that right. You know why? You remember my taste. Remember what I taste like, Johnny? You used to say how you like the way I taste after a show. You want this hair on? You're going to have to taste Miles. You want to fix? You look sick, Johnny. You want to fix? You ain't got no money. What you going to do? You want to taste Miles? Come here. Give me a taste.
Jazz Wallach.
Yeah, I see you, John. You look down on your luck. You've been borrowing from me for a while there, Johnny.
The juice is running.
I've already broken both them bird legs and your beak. Now it's time to use your beak for something to make nice. That's good, Wallach. Make like a lady.
Now we're in the act.
We usually don't go that far.
Really,
Post act.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
No, the act is between him and I. You will never hear that. Post act is now get. You got what you wanted, and you'll be back. All right, Dave Richard will join us in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
last week.
I'm sorry.
No, it was all good.
No, I mean, like, you've got to really be at the bottom of the content barrel to talk about me.
No, we weren't. What I was trying to implore Fred to check out Fantasy Football Today for your Week 9 recap. The risers, the fallers, the biggest surprises. I went through it comprehensively so I can have informed questions for you this week. And I said, Fred, would you please do the same, if not for your friend Dave, but so that you wouldn't have to monopolize our time with you by asking him personal questions about his own fantasy team. Fred, did you take in the episode like I asked you to, like I begged you to?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
But
So
now I'm going to ask you more questions.
So is your team set for the weekend?
Well, I have 2 open bench slots, which could be filled because Austin from Pittsburgh is one of my starting wide receivers as it stands right now. Yes, it's not ideal. I have 4 starting caliber running backs, and no one will make a deal with me. I tried your precious little Saquon Barkley deal, and it was met with deaf ears, especially from John because he's actually deaf. He's got a tumor in his head.
Well, they took it out, but the ear doesn't work
You
now.
should see that scar. Oh, it's off-putting.
Yeah.
So
that's why I wear hats.
No, we wear hats because of the lighting is terrible. We have to wear hats like children every time we come in here. But Dave, no one will make a deal with me. They know if they do, I will have them because I have you on my side. But if one were looking, you didn't have to even dump anyone. But you need specifically the wide receiver position. Let's get nuts. Even if it's a week-to-week basis, this week, is there anyone that sparks your fantasy that's better than this Austin fella?
Yeah, you can start with Parker Washington in Jacksonville, who is their slot receiver for the rest of the season, and maybe the guy that's like on the same page with Trevor Lawrence the most, just based on watching film. And Brian Thomas Jr. has been a total disappointment this year. He's been in the wrong place at the wrong time on some throws. Their timing hasn't been down. He's dropped a bunch of throws. He's alligator armed a bunch of throws. Washington works in the short area. So he's good at getting a lot of catches from game to game. He should get some volume, especially if BTJ doesn't play this week. I know they just acquired Jacoby Myers in time. Jacoby Myers will be pretty good for Jacksonville, but this week against Houston, first game with the team, reeks of a decoy. So Parker Washington, who was widely available when the week started, still might be out there in your league too, Fred.
He is not.
Okay, well, then never mind. But for everybody else.
But I do have Jacoby Myers, which is good stuff.
Yeah, but you're not going to use him this week against
I have
Houston
to.
unless you want. He's going to be like 6 fantasy points.
I don't have anyone else. That's why you're here.
I would hesitate to use Jacoby Myers. What about Demario Douglas? Did you like what you saw from him last week? And
there's no way he's available.
Still not back at practice for the Pats?
There's no way that he's available.
Okay.
Oh, he is.
No, there it is.
Yeah.
There you go. That's somebody that I would start over Calvin Austin III.
Okay,
of course,
there
I
you
would
go.
start like 100 people over Calvin Austin III, but let's call Demario Douglas in that like 60th range among those people. Who else might be out there in your league? You play with so many Sharks. Darius Slayton.
Yeah, he's available, but it's
he's not bad. It's tough.
situation.
It's so tough to trust him though, because he gets opportunities every week and then he screws them up. But he plays Chicago this week. Their secondary's beat up. I think we're looking at a high-scoring game between the Bears and the Giants. So maybe you ride with him, especially since you're in dire straits at wide receiver. You ride with him one more time.
Refresh my memory, Dave. Were you buy or sell on the Chargers pass catchers? It was right around the 8-minute mark of the episode, but I can't remember what you said.
I think it depends on the pass catcher.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, like I'm not really feeling Quentin Johnston, especially this week, especially now that the offensive line is back to being tatters in LA without Joe Alt there. They've got a former tackle turned guard back to tackle playing one of the tackle spots, and then the other tackle spots is manned by a second stringer. It's not a good scene for Justin Herbert. He's overcome it before, but it's against inferior defenses. Not that the Steelers are shutting everybody down, but at least their pass rush has come alive lately, and that makes me nervous for Justin Herbert to have time to wait an extra beat and throw downfield. I think it's bad for Quentin Johnston. This week, at least, I like McConkey. I like everybody else, McConkey, Keenan Allen, Oronde Gadsden. those guys can end up being pretty good. And I think Herbert's going to have to lean on them because I don't have a lot of confidence in their run game.
McConkey's getting a touchdown in every game since I bet him in that one game for an anytime touchdown, and he spit the bid on me. And since then, he's been, of course, cashing for people every week.
He probably will again this week because,
Okay.
I mean, the rule is if you catch the ball enough times against the Steelers, eventually you find the end zone.
All right.
All right, and so that's you. That's who you have, and then that's where we're going from here. Is there anyone that people might have taken? Is there another Jacoby Myers, another guy that people might have taken in the draft that they usually start that you think is a terrible matchup, and they shouldn't be doing that?
There's a bunch of receivers that we can look at, and Johnston would be one of them. Deebo Samuel is another one. I know he got off to a hot start, but he hasn't looked right since he hurt his heel. Tough matchup against Detroit, backup quarterback. Really not sure how good he'll be. He might be decent in PPR, but not in other formats. I know Rashid Shaheed, there's excitement over him. First game in Seattle, I would expect it to be kind of up and down for him. I wouldn't want to trust him. Trey Tucker's got a huge opportunity, but he's taking on Denver. Not ready to throw him into lineups yet either. Josh Downs has been hot for fantasy managers, but I think Daniel Jones is still going to be under pressure against the Falcons, and we've seen him wilt when he's pressured. Downs just kind of an okay start as a flex at best. Same thing for his teammate, Alec Pierce, who's been pretty good lately, but I'm worried that he'll get taken out by the top. Well, maybe he won't be. The Falcons do a lot of weird stuff with their secondary. They've got this great cornerback named A.J. Terrell. They don't always line him up against the team's opposite number one receiver. Sometimes they have him shadow the number two, and then they put two guys on the number one. And that makes me nervous either way for Alec Pierce, so I'm trying to stay away from him.
As a guy who has Matthew Golden and has suffered many weeks starting him, I'm wondering which Green Bay receiver is going to be the beneficiary of Tucker Kraft's injury. I know they have a tough matchup this week. I understand that,
agree.
but for the long haul here.
Yeah, Philadelphia's defense is kind of underwhelmed this year, but now that they've added Jalen Phillips, who you might remember worked with Vic Fangio. Fangio's the defensive coordinator for the Eagles now, once upon a time in Miami, and he's already talked about how he's fitting right in, and it's, like riding a bike being in that defense. So I think that Eagles defense might start to actually peak as we get closer to the end of the regular season. That makes me nervous for Jordan Love, who's at his worst when he's pressured. And if that's the case and he's going to be pressured a lot, I don't want a downfield threat for the Packers on my fantasy. I want a short area target. And so for this week, that's Romeo Doubs. And then pretty much every week it's been Romeo Doubs. He's someone that I think is the best of the Packers receivers moving forward. I know there's excitement over Luke Musgrave taking over for Tucker Kraft, but they are not equal. They are not the same tight end. And I think Luke Musgrave might disappoint people this week.
All right. What did you make of the trade deadline, Dave, and just
fun.
in general?
It was fun, but it's going to impact defenses, obviously. The big players that were traded were defensive players. So now anybody taking on the Jets, that's a much more favorable matchup. And that's anybody taking on Dallas, maybe that's going to be a little bit tougher of a matchup. Indianapolis, same thing. Now that they've got Sauce Gardner, I suspect that they're going to turn into a really good defense. They have already got Lou Anarumo calling the plays. They've got Shavarius Ward eventually coming back from a concussion. They'll pair him at cornerback opposite Sauce Gardner, and they've got a good pass rush. They started to peak themselves last week. So Indianapolis's defense is going to rapidly become one of the matchups that you're not going to want to go against. So I think it'll help fantasy managers make better decisions when they've got their players going up against the Jets, against the Colts, against the Cowboys, although the Cowboys secondary still isn't going to be that great.
Yeah, does that Quinnen Williams deal, not even only in fantasy, but just with the Cowboys, what does that do for the Cowboys this season?
I get why they did it, and I think long-term it's helpful, but when you think about what they did getting rid of Parsons in the first place, what's the net result out of it? It's not that much. They moved up for a draft pick maybe, and they got Quinnen Williams on a contract that's now kind of decent for him. All things, and he's going to be due for a new contract relatively soon. So I don't like how the Cowboys maneuvered, and they're coming off of a loss. They're 3-5-1. I don't think that they're a playoff contender. And even if they made the playoffs, let's say that Dallas got the 7th seed, does anybody really think the Cowboys are going to make a Super Bowl run? I get that Jerry Jones is trying, and he should be applauded for trying, and he's not trying to waste Dak Prescott's late years in the league. But if you were going to do that, if you were going to make your playoff run, number one, keep Micah Parsons. And then number two, start making trades of your draft picks to get other players along the way and build that defense maybe before November 4th. Maybe like August 4th is when you do that type of thing, Jerry.
We're kind of getting screwed on what should be an NFC playoff rematch this weekend, Lions at Commanders. That was something I didn't necessarily have circled, but I don't know that it's going to have quite the juice I thought it would. What other game are you looking at just in terms of one to watch? I see the Rams and 49ers. That could be a little more interesting than I thought it would be, at least before the start of the season. What else?
Hardy, there are a ton of fun games this week, but the one that I think I'm most interested in and the one I'm most excited for are the Patriots against the Bucks. And there's something about that game that tells me, A, it's going to be close, and B, it's going to be high scoring. And I know that sounds weird because you look at the Patriots defense, they're great, and they're amazing against the run especially. And Tampa Bay, exact same thing. I feel like we've got two gamers at quarterback. I could see this game being like a back and forth high scoring showdown between these two teams. I like both quarterbacks as top 12s, for example. The Rams 49ers is definitely going to be an interesting game. Two teams with 6 wins. That's going to be fun. What about the Cardinals and the Seahawks? Are the Cardinals going to be any type of competition for Seattle? I love the way Arizona's defense played last week. They were healthy in the secondary. They got their rookie first-round pick at defensive line on the field. This defense is starting to look like what we thought they'd be when we were evaluating them back during the offseason, June and July. And I wonder if they're going to give Seattle a tough time in this game because of just the way their personnel is right now. And Seattle just coming off such a laugher against Washington. This is a completely different matchup for them. I'm intrigued. And Jacoby Brissett has been unquestionably better.
Yeah, that was the thing. That's what we talked about a couple of days ago.
Weird. They're averaging more than 5 points per game better with Brissett than Kyler Murray. Kyler's done in Arizona.
Well, he's done in Arizona, which is interesting. So does Kyler Murray get a second chance somewhere, and does he have a shot of landing? Like, do you think that he could be one of these guys like Darnold and Tampa and like all these situations where there's do you think that he could be a reclamation project?
I think he can be a reclamation project. Can he be as good as some of these other reclamation projects? That I'm not sure, because he's never necessarily been just an absolute, dot thrower from the quarterback position. He's always made a bunch of mistakes. He's never really read the field that well.
He doesn't try. Like, he doesn't seem to be that hard a worker, and that seems to have finally rubbed everyone the wrong way.
The other part of it is Cliff Kingsbury happened to be in charge of the number 1 pick when he was available. I think if Cliff Kingsbury didn't fall in love with him, who knows where he would have.
Well, Kingsbury had him,
that's the thing. When Kingsbury left Arizona, I don't think it's any coincidence that Kyler Murray's career went south.
It's true, and so he's going to need to find that internal motivation with a new coach. I was kind of hoping that he'd get traded at the deadline. A team like Miami could have gotten him now and evaluated him now, even though it wouldn't have been a great situation for him because their offensive line is bad. But Miami is the type of team where I could see them moving on from Tua, getting Kyler, who at minimum would be a bridge quarterback, at maximum, reclaims his career. The Jets could do the exact same thing because they're obviously tanking for the future. And there's a couple other teams that you could look at. Cleveland potentially could be one of those teams where Kyler Murray goes and they try it with him and they see if he's able to buy in and lock in. It really comes down to the coach and the offense that he's in. If the offense is tailored to his strengths and he's making quick reads, getting the ball out fast, playing up tempo, running a little bit, then he's got a chance. He's got a chance to be a pretty good quarterback again. But if it's not like that and they try and do square peg, round hole, then he's going to be on a different team in 2027.
All right, Dave Richard. Check him out at Dave Richard on socials, on YouTube every morning, searching Fantasy Football Today and the Fantasy Football Today show on the CBS Sports Network. Dave, it's always a pleasure, sir.
Great talking with you guys. Good luck in your games this week.
All right, thank you, David. We will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics got 35 points from Jaylen Brown. They ran by the Washington Wizards last night, 136-107 at TD Garden. They avoid being swept on their 3-game homestand. They have back-to-back road games in Orlando coming up next. Game 1 is tomorrow night. Game 2 early on Sunday evening. Patriots will also be in Florida on Sunday. They'll visit Tampa Bay. Yesterday, they were without Ramondre Stevenson, Kayshon Boutte, and Garrett Bradbury, among others, at practice. On Thursday Night Football, Las Vegas will play Denver, and the Bruins are back at home tonight to play Ottawa. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Country Ski Expo, November 8th through 11th in Hanover, the biggest ski and snowboard clearance in New England, plus live music, food trucks, beer garden, and ski resorts on site, free admission and free parking. Get all the details at countryski.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub. Toucher.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, and I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but The Substitute last night, the film, I watched about 45 minutes of The Substitute. Tom Bergeron.
Berenger.
Or Berenger. Whatever.
Different guy.
Not the guy from America's Funniest Videos?
Yes, it is. It's the guy from America's Funniest Home Videos.
I haven't seen this then.
But this
Jake
movie,
Taylor, yes.
It's hard to believe. You want to feel old. I think this movie was like 1992. He's a special ops guy from the military. He becomes disenfranchised. He's got a ragtag group of guys. You know, in the 80s, there was always like ex-Vietnam vets or Vietnam vets that would form like an A team. You know, like that's the whole plot of the A team. Mm-hmm. You know, there would be these guys and they became like guns for hire. And these guys are all in Florida. And they go off to Cuba and then they're sent back. This guy's dating this broad. She's at this high school. For some reason, all these kids go to high school every day, but they don't want to be there. Mm. In fact, they just use it as their own playground. But yet they get up in the morning and go to school and attend class, which I always thought was interesting in that story. And, you know, there's a drug operation going through the school. You come to find out. But still, I don't know why that requires going to the school. Like, you know, there's this big gang. And much like Stand and Deliver.
I was just going to say, why do the gang members go to class?
Yeah, like if you could run a drug operation. It happened at North Farmington. You could stand in the parking lot. There was no need to attend class. Like, even the kids that were using a tremendous amount of drugs often didn't go to class. And if they did, they would have breakdowns. Like Lee did when he smoked the joint that was dipped in Drano, and he had a bit of a fit in front of the class. But right away, and so Berenger, you know, first of all, he's younger than me, and he's got an old man like muscular body, which is very upsetting. But he goes, so his woman gets kneecapped because she calls out one of these gang members. So he goes into he makes up an identity. He does it over a payphone, so it's not a lot of thought into that.
Sure.
But he goes and makes up this identity. He got a guy, one of his guys does it. And he goes into the school to seek revenge. And right away, it's like a fantasy because these kids, these minorities, are really talking back to him. And one of them has a shank, and he goes to pull the shank on him. And the teacher, you know, breaks his finger. So it's like pornography, right? These scary youths
sure.
are way out of line. Imagine if there was like an older white guy that could come in and really teach him a lesson. And there would be no retribution, except a very ill-planned retribution, which he sees coming a mile away because he's had his group of, which includes minorities, so it's not racist or anything. He's got this group of, his counter and military group goes in and they install cameras into like the sprinkler systems and everything.
Oh.
There's a lot of security at the school, but they let in the guys from his because one of them is dressed as like a fireman and the other guy is up on a pole. And he's, for some reason, he gets into the electrical system outside of the school.
That's how you
which
do it.
allows them access to all these.
Of course.
Which is how you do it.
And there's a guy in a van down the block saying, okay, we are live.
And what's funny is that
Tom Sizemore does the same thing at Heat when they want to break into that Precious Metals building. Gets up on the telephone pole with a laptop.
Yeah, you knew someone was like really into it if they could get onto the telephone pole and make sense of that thing. Then all of a sudden, you got access to everything. Through the telephone pole, that's your access inside. And it's convenient because it's outside, because who even knows what's on a telephone pole but like 5 guys? So you know that the guy was obviously in the military if he can get up on a telephone pole. Climb it. That ain't no picnic. He doesn't have a cherry picker.
It was one of those jobs I always wanted as a kid. I wanted to be either the ice cream man, I wanted to ride on the back of the garbage truck, or I wanted to be one of the guys who got up on the telephone pole because you got those cool spikes that you strap down to your boots.
Oh, yeah.
You just spike your way up that telephone pole.
The best thing about riding on the back of the garbage truck is get to drink. There's no responsibility. You could be drinking off the back of that thing. No one's going to say a word.
The guy in our neighborhood was so cool because he would just hang on with one arm and just have one foot, and the other foot would be dangling off the side, just ready to hop down while the truck was still moving, John. That truck would not even come to a complete stop, and he would use the momentum, the forward, just physics.
Well, he would use the alcohol that he's consumed to drag his body forward.
Perhaps, but he would use that to kind of propel himself toward the garbage can.
Right.
Less running, less work. Work smarter, not harder.
Economical.
Well, at least with that, I understand that the quicker you get the trash, I would imagine the quicker the day's over. Like, so there's an incentive to go faster, unlike the people at the grocery store who are shopping at blinding speed while looking at their phones, which I still don't understand why the expediting that process. If you did the math and you really sat down, you'd be making maybe like a couple more dollars a day.
Yeah.
Like your frantic pace at the grocery store. I say take your time. I mean, don't go slow, but to stare at your phone while bumping into things while running at like I'm working here is a little. I think that you could dial that back and save yourself some aggravation.
I'm not surprised at this attitude from you, Fred. I've never seen you in a hurry.
Work smarter, not harder. Do you
That's
understand
what
I'm saying?
said a few minutes ago. That does not apply to the person working at the grocery stores trying to get in that one extra run for the day.
I don't think it saves you any time because once you're
How would it not?
Because what are you making up by running around? Once you don't check yourself out, you're still waiting in the line for the checkout. The biggest
you get in line before someone else.
I've crunched it. If you must hear, you must hear. If you want to challenge me, you're gonna get your answer. So here we go. All the time I'm spending are getting to and from the delivery location, boom, and sitting in the checkout, boom. That's where I have to expedite my time. So the getting to being in the grocery store, I'm saving at most a minute and a half. So
no way.
Absolutely.
If you're
by running.
Yeah.
How much time do you think that gets you?
Okay, if walking around the supermarket collecting items for someone else would take you, say, 20 minutes doing at a leisurely pace.
Hell no. And I'm not saying leisurely. First of all, you know the place like the back of your
pace.
Hand. Fred Place, you mean
45
with
minutes.
A confident strut?
Yeah. If you could shave 5 minutes from 15 down to 10.
You're out of your mind.
15 down to 10.
5 minutes, get out of here with that.
And you do that
you're
5
nuts.
times,
You're
you've
nuts.
just picked up an extra run for the day and you're making more money.
You're being willfully ignorant.
No.
Running between food items is not saving you 5 minutes. There's no way. First of all, looking at your phone and running around.
I believe it does.
I don't believe it does.
Well, then
get an efficiency expert in here.
Sure. Yeah.
Get Corey.
Yeah. Get an efficiency expert to ask if walking faster will allow you to do more things.
Again, he dumbs it down.
Because that's what it boils down to. Why do you have to move so fast? Because I'm trying to get more work done.
You're saying it saves you
to make more money.
Okay, so you think first of all, I could get a million reasons for it. I won't get too much into it. But the idea that it splits the time in half is you're not thinking it through.
I didn't say
you said
in
it takes
half.
10 minutes to 5 minutes.
I said that if it normally would take you 20 minutes, if you can shave 5 minutes
There's
off
no
of
way
it.
it shaves 5 minutes off of it. And
From
also
20 down to 15?
And also planning where. And
I reject your rejection.
A little planning in the car would save you a lot more time than your speed while doing it. In terms of the momentum of your feet.
Talk to me more about planning in the car. What is that? How does that work? Planning.
Order
in the car.
comes in. Red light.
Boom.
No, I'm looking.
So now you're being unsafe. Congratulations. Looking at your phone while you're in traffic.
Right into that one.
And I'm being safe running around what if I hit a kid with my cart?
The kid should have been out of the way.
Oh, well, that's everyone's responsibility now with the kid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Listen to this fascist.
Why don't you slip and fall?
Adam?
You know what'd be the best thing for you?
Ascoltate tutti, sono arrivati. Sono arrivati ragazzi, dobbiamo andare.
This is Italian woman yelling through a doorway in a small village in an important film. That's the name of that sound effect.
He doubles down on the bad bit to stop something that was far more interesting than his bit.
It's not funny, though.
That was good.
No, it's annoying because he failed so badly at that bit that now he's telling us to shut up by going back to his bit. And by the way, it sounded like it was like a different race and that you were making fun of the people picking up the stuff. So it required explanation. That's why Hardy gave me a look.
12.
Like, what's going on?
You should apologize
Oh,
and,
wow.
and hope
I
that
would've
it's
made that
enough.
connection, yeah. I do apologize.
Yeah, you don't make that
profusely,
connection
but I
'cause you
don't
don't-
apologize for the bit
Because of the evil in your heart.
I put thought into that bit.
Yeah. You found the thing and then you sat down and took 4 things from it. I really should have
through
given you
all
more
100.
credit. And that took you 100 seconds. All right, we'll be back in just
if you
a
did it
moment.
quickly.
Yeah, if you ran while you were doing
I
it.
ran
All
from
right,
cut to cut.
Very good. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right. If you've suffered from erectile dysfunction,
McAvoy and Sean Corrali. Next tomorrow night and Sunday night. Patriots are without Ramondre Stevenson, Kayshon Boutte, Garrett Bradbury, Christian Ellis, and defensive tackle Joshua Farmer practiced yesterday. They visit Tampa on Sunday. Buccaneers are without Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving, and Hassan Reddick at their first workout of the week. On Thursday Night Football, Las Vegas will visit Denver. Bruins are back home tonight to play Ottawa. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and face-off at 7 right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And the Red Sox announced their preseason schedule for 2026. It begins February 20th with the annual game against Northeastern. It also includes a game against Puerto Rico March 3rd at JetBlue Park as that team gets ready for the World Baseball Classic. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the new Hearty Helpings at the 99 restaurant, like the homestyle chicken pot pie, the classic Yankee pot roast. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub. Fred describes himself in 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
Deals are like being pregnant. You either are or you aren't. There's no it's either a deal or it's not. So I don't know how close you can be. I know that everyone worked hard and that
we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Phil Perry from NBC Sports Boston's here. But first, a real, Phil, I don't know, you probably didn't hear it, you're coming in, but a real ethical argument between Hardy and I about professional shoppers at grocery stores. Now, Hardy, unsurprisingly, who has studied at the feet of Andrew Tate in this whole hustle culture that's going on now.
Study at the feet of my Tate.
Isn't that just the misogynistic ramblings of a Tate acolyte?
I see what you're saying now, Fred.
My taint.
Yeah, that's something that Andrew Tate would say.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some other things he's done that you've been privy to. But his whole thing is my thing is about being smart in looking at the big game. He's one of these blind hustle culture guys. Oh, like if I run real far, I'll win everything.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's like one of these David Goggins. So
I wish you were on that submarine that imploded.
It's that's no Jonestown line, my friend. Get back to the drawing board.
I was just thinking of ways that I wish you would have died years ago.
It's got to be in context or it's no fun.
I wanted you to be on that submarine and just had it implode on you and sink to the bottom of the ocean.
You know, supermarket swap. I wish you were on supermarket suicide. All right, there you have it. Kevin, go ahead.
Supermarket. What's supermarket swap?
Yeah, I just got to say, it's clear that Fred is the only person in that studio that does his own grocery shopping.
Kaboom.
Because
Not true.
You speed it up. I doubt it. You speed it up by making a list before you go, knowing where things are in the store and putting them on your list in the right spot. And with a hand scanner, if they have one, so that when you're checking out, it's a real quick scan and go. You don't run around the grocery store like a maniac.
Yeah, how tough is it? How tough is it for Fred to go in and buy one banana and a Cliff Bar? You know, he's a guy living on his own.
I have a family.
I would do the grocery shopping too.
I do the shopping for a family of 5, Hardy, and there's no way you run around the store and save time. That's
do you
crazy.
do it for a living?
You don't
do you shop for groceries for other people for a living?
You know what? It's this whole Andrew Tate thing with men not shopping, gender roles.
So
so you do like Uber grocery stuff? That's what you do?
No.
Oh, okay. Your opinion counts as much as Fred's or mine. Thank you,
Kevin.
Bye.
What the problem is that
I do the
gender
for the
roles.
whole house, Hardy.
Oh my God, you do.
It counts as much as your wife's opinion. So why don't you ask her?
Yeah, well, I do the grocery shopping, and I'm telling you, this isn't even a grocery shopping argument. It is.
Store?
No, I don't run around the store because I don't do it for a living, dum dum. If I were doing it for a living, and the more trips I made to the market and the more runs I made delivering, I might have a little hustle in my bustle so that I can make a few extra bucks. I'm not lollygagging around life like you and Fred.
These guys are crazy.
I
don't
know,
know how
Kevin.
you deal with this.
Yeah. I don't know either, but that's 2 callers that have been yelled at today. One by me and one by Hardy. So now I don't seem like the only a-hole. Ryan, go ahead.
I got to say, I agree with Hardy.
Oh, Ryan.
Because he's probably introducing himself to people all over the place. So if he's waltzing around a grocery store.
Well, you talk to the stock guys.
10 million people that come. So, he's got to get in and get out.
Let me tell you something. I don't even like seafood, but the guys at the seafood counter have the best stories. They do. They will tell you tales about them fish.
The best is when they're wrapping things and with cellophane and they see you, but we have to pretend that they didn't see me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
So
Yeah.
I mean, there's
I'll stay in here another 5 minutes.
How
You
many
finish up
times?
what you're
How
doing.
many
That's
times
fine.
have you walked away from like the meat
75%.
where you're just like, this guy's not going to ever come up here?
I'll fix something else for dinner.
Because
That's fine.
I'm certainly not going to call out to him because that's just being a dick. It's the same thing with like waiters and stuff. Like you can't like when I wait at tables, you just don't yell at waiters. Even a lot of people probably don't even think you're being a dick, but you are. Like when you go, hey, it's to a service person. Like you shouldn't do that. Just not. It's bad form. But there is that like kind of standoff where they're marking the meats for like the wholesale. And you were standing there and they know you're there, but you can't say anything because you don't want to be a dick. But they know you're there, but they're doing something, so I can't blame them. It's best. I agree with John. It's best to just walk away.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to talk to someone who does DoorDash?
Yeah.
But that's not Instacart.
Close enough.
Okay.
This is as close as you're going to get.
Well, I don't know. I would think a lot of people.
I would like to talk to an Instacart person.
Yes.
Sure. We'll take this for now.
Carl, do you ever do Instacart?
I don't, but I do DoorDash, and I do a lot of grocery shopping at the Wegmans in Chestnut Hill. So it might even be the one you're talking about, Fred.
It is.
And so the thing you understand is you're not necessarily going faster because you want to make more money. It's that you set yourself whatever your personal needs are for doing a gig thing like this, $75, $100, whatever it is for the day. And the quicker you get to the number that you're looking for, that you want to make, the faster you can just go home and stop doing it.
No, I get that. And I get the incentive of doing things quickly. I just think it's misplaced. It makes it harder on you.
Well, so A, no. And B, the other thing about Wegmans is the reason why you're staring at your phone is because in Wegmans, they tell you the items. They tell you what aisle it is, whether it's left or right. All the shelves are marked by section.
I don't like that. That's AI. I don't like that. I like a man going in and knowing the lay of the land.
That is actually Dasher driven. They tell you if the price isn't in a thing, you update the location. So
Carl, since you're the snitch, I won't sue you. I will sue the man in this case.
Oh, and so another thing about yanking it from the cards from the front.
Yeah, I know all about yanking it. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, of course. And
Phil's here.
So it's not necessarily that it's faster to drag it from the front.
Right.
It's just that if you're in front of it, you yank.
I don't mind that. That now you're getting into things I haven't even discussed. I'm talking about the need to be frantic, basically, is what I'm saying. I don't think that saves you any time, and it just is
What if
causing yourself
I could do it
aggravation.
quickly without being frantic about it? Would that bother you?
I would have to judge it.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Many subtle shades.
That's right.
Yeah, what would you judge that by, though? Is it a radar gun?
Okay.
Is it just the pure speed?
No, it's just.
Are there limbs flying all over these aisles that are bothering
There
you?
could be the most subtle thing that no one else in the world would pick up on that Fred would either approve of or disapprove of. He just has to see it.
I bet you that. By the way, there's full phones. And this is the good instincts by Adam. That's the bit he wanted to end. So
Don't you dare play one of those sound effects. I saw you moving toward your little machine.
So I really thought you were playing like
Your
some
ass
Mexican
myself.
thing, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? So anyway, I go to Wegmans twice a week. I usually go with my daughter. I bet you someone would call in. That's where I saw our boy Isaac.
Yeah.
I go like twice a week. What I'm talking about is this: is that I can tell when it's an Instacart person because it annoys me in real life outside of the supermarket, there'll be people like walking their dog on a trail, looking at their phone while they're walking the dog, and they walk into you. Like the dog's and then they go, because like their dogs around your dog. You're like, you're not even paying attention. The hell are you doing? So anyway, it's the phone, looking at a phone while you're moving at a frantic pace. I've been hit. I mean,
it's a hazard.
I have been hit on more than one occasion. And it's always just like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Did you sustain an injury?
Well, we're working on it. I can't comment on it. We're building a class action situation. This isn't just me. There's a lot of people going after this. No, but I don't care. But I've been bumped into. And what is fascinating by it to me is not that I've been bumped into. It's that I just don't think it's an efficient use of time. I think you're better off just not bumping into people. You're aggravating yourself for no reason.
You're better off going slower, and that's more efficient.
Sometimes
being logic.
If I take a test and I speed through it, there's a chance of me finishing quickly, but I get more wrong.
So you think they're putting the wrong items in the cart?
Potentially.
I don't think necessarily going frantically is more efficient than moving with purpose. Boom.
Okay.
Slow and steady can, in fact, win the race.
Tortoise in the hare. And
Exactly.
this is where the Andrew Tates of the world and the Hardys come into problems. Because it's like this false hustle culture, you know.
Why is Hardy smoking a cigar while we talk about this, by the way?
Because this is a laid-back dude atmosphere, man.
He's taking his shirt off.
Well, listen, he's got to show the tats, and he's
weird.
been doing jiu-jitsu. Give him a minute. Smoking cigars, that's the worst. The podcast and they're smoking cigars, it's just like, wow, no. We're just hanging out. Smoking. Like, if you're smoking weed, then I'm like, okay, you just got to smoke a lot of weed. Like, because there's podcasts where they smoke weed.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, well, he was smoking weed constantly.
Yes.
Like there's just dudes that smoke weed all the time. And you're like, okay, fine. Even smoking cigarettes, you're like, all right. But a cigar is like an affectation. There's a purpose to that. And I've told you before, probably 60% of my friends smoke cigars on occasion. But if they came into the studio with a cigar, I'd be like, Jesus Christ.
Did they ever make fun of you for not understanding what makes the cigar such a pleasurable experience?
No, because they always ask if they can smoke around me because of my throat, and I always say you can because I don't care, but I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. Believe me, I've wanted to try one of them vapes over there more than one occasion, but I can't. I can't do I can't. It's real drag, man. Some
Gotta
of us
protect the
with
moneymaker.
some of their disabilities aren't allowed to smoke.
There's no way you don't end up doing grocery shopping, even if you're not the primary grocery shopper in your house, Phil.
I grocery shop
with little kids. You have to. There's no way.
And we do the the Costco shop too, which I find to be more difficult because sometimes you don't know where stuff is in some of those bigger.
Yeah, and that's a whole other membership thing that need to be a VIP. Monty.
Can I show you my black card?
Yes, Monty, go ahead, Monty.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's interesting how Wallach can just sit there and listen to you guys complain about being indoors in a grocery store when this guy has to swoop down from high perches to catch his food. It's not like he could just put it in a cart. He's got to use his talons, his wings, and all that.
Yeah, he's been very judgy off air.
And every once in a while, he'll find himself in a grocery store, way up high in the ceiling, and then it's a whole thing. And he feels like we're somehow speaking down to him by. It's like he would love to be allowed in a grocery store.
And he's like, you think these seeds are going to make me fall? He goes, you think these seeds are going to make me come down? But that's not it at all. What's going to make me come down is the gum and the paper because I'm going to build a effing nest up here. I'm not sitting up here without any protection all day.
I ain't leaving.
Hi. Judging from above. Hey, Instacart, how about a little present on your face?
Slow down.
John.
Annoying friend.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
And I was just about to agree with you, too.
Good. Yeah, no, I do Instacart, and every second matters. You having to walk around the aisles and, get quicker to get your products. I mean, you're not, sitting there walking like Conor McGregor with his arms, wailing around me but, you walk around the corner, you're going to get this old lady in a car, just not, boom.
I understand running over old ladies.
Yeah, so, but
they're obviously that's just incidental.
That's not Fred's problem.
I see how you hung up on him right away before I could ask a follow-up. Why would you move faster? Oh, so I can, do the job better and make more money. You don't want to hear any of that.
No, he made his point, and he
logical.
got into the point of hitting old ladies.
Yeah,
I think what Fred's saying is he's not doing his job better. He might be getting it done more quickly, but then he's realizing he's maybe made a mistake, or maybe he's run into someone, and at the end of the day, he actually hasn't done it more quickly.
Right. You know what? I should take the opinion and value the opinion of someone who's never done it over somebody who actually does it. You're right, Phil.
That was actually Ryan trying to win your favor.
I just appreciate Fred thinking critically about this.
I
you're
have
talking
thought about it many
the guy just acknowledged that he's running into people with his cart. You think that's helping him accomplish his gig?
I don't know. Is it
probably not.
hurting your hands to swing
Do you
from
really
his
not
nuts
know?
so much?
Do you really
Are
not
okay? Are your arms tired? You're going to pull your shoulder out of joint. What the hell's the matter with you? What got into
Take
you
it
today?
easy. Take it easy. Take a deep breath. You're going to be okay.
Finally, Adam's bit has gotten to. I blame Adam for this.
Lost his damn mind.
Blame Andrew Tate in this whole culture.
It really is incredible.
Yeah. The manosphere.
You're going to be running a marathon with broken feet soon. Look at me. Look at me. Look how quickly.
Look, I was
how
all
hard
fat
I
and
work.
now I'm a Navy SEAL.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Spent 20 years becoming a Navy SEAL.
Spoken like a true TV guy.
Yeah.
All right, look.
You don't get to be such a great juggler by just, coasting.
That's right.
Look,
you got to push.
Would you like one final word from someone who works at a grocery store? This is a neutral opinion. This is a guy who got no skin in the game. I don't know his opinion. He just says works at a grocery store. He's never called in.
All right.
Mike, go ahead.
Hi guys. I work for Stop and Shop, and I do all the grocery shopping in my house. So I think I can give a fair, honest opinion on this one. The people that run around the grocery store like a maniac, they do not save any time. It would actually be quicker to go up and down every aisle and look and see what's there than to run around like a maniac, just staring in space. I'm telling you, these people have no idea what they're doing. Every 2 seconds, they're shoving a phone in somebody's face. They have no idea. It would just be quicker to go up and down the aisles. Most aisles that people want food from, it's the first 4 or 5 aisles of the store.
I agree. All right. Obviously, well said. And how much
Hardy wrong again.
How much like Hardy to forget about the people that work at the grocery store that are just trying to do their jobs, stocking shelves while people are perilously putting their lives in danger. I'm on a ladder. The next thing I know, I'm dead.
This guy's an expert, though. He knows where everything is in the store.
But he also goes grocery shopping. I mean,
Yeah, at his own store.
Yeah, but he knows the plan. He knows the way. He's done it a million times. He knows the rhythm. He digs the rhythm, man. He gets into it. Come on, baby. Feel the rhythm. Allow yourself to become part of the universe.
Yeah,
Feel
be
the
a
rhythm.
leaf on the river of the grocery store.
Boom, boom. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Phil Perry's here. Well, we might venture.
Thanks for the time, Phil.
I'm
Thanks
having a
for
great time.
Thanks for coming in.
Listen, one cannot ignore such pressing issues. Listen, when news breaks, we're here. All right. By the way, the Patriots have made several trades in our last conversation. No, they have not. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll talk about the Patriots with Phil.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
to cheer for. And
yeah, he's smart. I like him. All right. Look, Phil Perry from NBC Sports Boston here. Phil, thank you for joining us. The trade deadline is come and gone, and the Patriots stood pat. And now you've seen what was available and what happened and for what it went for. What were your feelings as an individual about what the Patriots didn't do?
Yeah, so my opinion is that they could have been, I think, a little bit more aggressive and kind of middled it, meaning you could have added to your team, you could have bolstered your roster, you could have made yourselves a little deeper without submarining your chances at building the sustainable winner that they want to build, right? So from their perspective, first of all, they were willing to make deals. So it wasn't like they were just trying to hoard every single draft pick. There were certain picks that they were willing to part with. They set values on players that they had been attacking on the trade market, and they just knew that they weren't going to be so aggressive that they would veer from those values.
Okay,
so they end up not making any sort of deal. But I think you could have dealt a fourth, dealt a fifth, dealt a couple sixths to try to get a couple of players maybe that would help you, even if you're not going to win the Super Bowl, help you make a real run in January, which to me would be valuable for a young team.
Is there a like negative to bringing someone in? So like, if I bring in like a star, the idea is that they automatically just help what's on the field. But if it's someone who's like for depth or something, is there a negative of bringing in another personality or taking someone's job? Is there a reason that I would go other than the value of a 6th round pick, which is really nothing. So like there has to be a reason beyond giving up the collateral to not bring someone in. Or is that entirely it? Just the value of the
I think it's mostly the values that they set, right? So where one player maybe gets dealt for a 5th round pick, they set the value on that player as, hey, we're only going to be willing to make this a pick swap kind of thing. So if we send out a 5th, we'll send out a 5th, but we want your 6th back. And if you're not cool with that, then okay, you're going to have to move on and you'll find somebody else.
Okay, but if you're in this kind of situation, then that's interesting. Okay, so there's no negative about bringing the guy in. So
I don't want to say no, like there might be, depending on the player, depending on the research on that player.
So but with player, mid-level guy, that's not an issue. Let's just say that, just for the sake of conversation.
Okay.
As a GM, do you think it's wise? Because look, you're 7-2, that changes things. Obviously, it makes you a buyer, so it does change things. Now, what does that 6th round pick mean to me? How much is that going to improve me in the future based on how much can I improve right now? Like that seems to me like I'd be willing to pay a little bit more, of nothing than it would be like getting a 7th back for the 6th. Like that wouldn't be as much to me. More like get it done at that point than anything else.
I feel the same way you do, and I think just by nature, I would be more aggressive than they were. And nobody loves the draft more than I do. But I just think falling in love with those picks, the idea of those picks, and saying, okay, we are willing to part with this pick, but we might want to pick back, or we're not willing to part with a 4th, but we'll part with a 5th. To me, those day 3 picks especially, it's just so hard to bank on getting anything in return. I just would tell you, their stance is, hey, we need more young talent on this roster. The way we're going to do that is through the draft. We're probably going to need multiple drafts and hitting on multiple drafts to get to where we want to be as an organization that is consistently competing for championships. And the more picks we have, the better chances we have of coming away with drafts that we can feel proud of.
Which is why, especially on that day 3, you think that's ridiculous. Why would you want to keep 4 6th round picks? For that very reason. Your odds of hitting on any one of those is so remote. Well, what if you have 4 of them? Okay, then all of a sudden you've just increased your odds of hitting on one of those 6th rounders and adding another young player that can be part of the team for a few years.
And again, it's not a black and white thing. I think they would have been willing to part with certain picks. It's just the values that they set. They were not going to be over aggressive. They were not going to get out over their skis because they do have the long view in mind.
I think
this is not a win now kind of approach from your front office, even though you are, and this is where I sort of take issue with it, because you just don't know what's going to happen in the future. You're 7-2. You're at the top of your division. You have a chance to host a playoff game, if not even better than that, and maybe bypass a playoff game. And the rest of the league doesn't seem like it has that 1, 2, or 3 teams that are just unbeatable, that those are going to be the teams come hell or high water that are making the Super Bowl.
It was just a weird result because I think we all kind of feel the same way in that I would have liked to have seen them do something to add a depth piece, someone who might mix in and prove to be a real contributor for the second half of this season. But kind of okay with them not doing it either because for what was available and what they need, if you were going to identify like 2 or 3 areas, they weren't going to find something truly impactful, I don't think. And it doesn't make or break your season by them not making a move.
You don't know that now. The reason I say that is because if for some reason there's an injury, if Kayshon Boutte has to miss a bunch of time, right, John? Like if Stephon Diggs, God forbid, something happens to him, wouldn't you love to have an extra receiver? If something happens to either of your 2 edge guys, this is the position that I always sort of put at the top of the list.
Either of your 2 tackles. I mean, there's a huge list. I mean, if Morgan Moses can't finish the season, and Fred has gone out of his way, and he's been right, Morgan Moses has been hurt more than he's played for some seasons. The odds of him making it all the way to the end of the season,
and he plays hurt.
Seem
that's
remote.
the thing, too.
He plays hurt.
He plays hurt.
But again,
no. But what I'm saying is that Morgan Moses plays hurt just because he's playing. I'm kind of backing you.
Okay.
Just because he's playing doesn't mean he's hurt. And if you could I'll add to your argument, if you're making this argument, you could add to Morgan Moses's, you could maybe make him available in the playoffs more certainly if you had a backup that could fill in here and there.
There is nothing more important for the Patriots than to keep this kid upright and make sure he's healthy into the future. He's already running for his life most days because the offensive line, as constituted, isn't exactly tremendous. So if you lose Will Campbell, if you lose Morgan Moses, you don't have depth at either position. If you lose a wide receiver, you don't have depth really at wide receiver. You should have gotten help on any of those positions to help keep this kid upright.
Yeah, so tackle's tough just because there are so few capable ones that anybody would ever trade. And the one who got traded before the deadline, Trevor Penning, is having a horrible year. Okay. He just might not be able to play, period. It's why he goes for a 6th-round pick, I think is what the compensation was there.
Even as a backup.
I understand.
Even as a backup who could fill in for you for a game or 2, he can't even do that.
I think the kid Marcus Bryant, that is their swing tackle right now, I wouldn't say for sure he's not better than Trevor Penning.
Okay.
That's how bad and banged up and Penning has been. But I get your point, and that to me is the overall point. And it applies at tackle, it applies at running back, it applies on the edge. Again, Harold Landry and Kayvon Chason are really the only guys that have given them anything off the edge. And their pass rush, depending on which numbers you're looking at, their pass rush pressure rate is not near the top of the league, not even close. And so if you lose one of those guys, I know you have I know you have Milton Williams, I know you have Christian Barmore, but if you were to lose one of those guys on the edge, now you're playing somebody who really doesn't get after the quarterback hardly at all. And to me, that impacts your defense in a negative fashion. So there are a number of different positions I think they could have added to without ruining their chances at building this team that they have it in their minds when they took this new regime, when they took these jobs, that they have it in their minds they want to build. I think you could have sort of played it down the middle, helped this year's team, and still had the ability to build the team you want.
Vrabel said you can't do that. You can't play it down the middle in the draft. It's like being pregnant. You got to be all in. You got to be all in. You're going to do it or you're not.
What did you make of what the Colts did? Not that the Patriots should have done it at all, but what did you make of specifically the Colts where they are going that all in?
So I wonder if the reason they're more all in is because that GM's been there forever, right? That the head coach has been there for a few years now, and they haven't been this close. That's, to me, the biggest difference between the Colts and the Patriots.
You got the owner on the sideline wearing a headset, double-checking every move you make,
I do the exact same thing.
I think in terms of their roster, the Colts roster, top to bottom, it's probably better than the Patriots, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Patriots have the better coach. I think they have the better quarterback, and it wouldn't stun me if they met in the postseason if the Patriots were to win that game. Mm-hmm. But they're taking very different approaches, I think, in part because of the people who are in charge.
I heard Felger and Mazza arguing about this yesterday. Colts versus Patriots right now. Who do you like in that matchup?
I would honestly, I'd pick the Patriots, and it's basically based on those two people.
It was when Perillo was in here, too, and they killed him for saying the Patriots. But it's like...
Well, why would
you kill them? They have the same record.
Yeah, and
it's kind of a push, yeah.
Where is it? I guess I'd go with who's home. at that point.
I think that's fair too. And the Colts have faced better competition, so maybe you would say their record is more impressive because of that. I don't know. I just look at
how's the run defense for the Patriots looking in the week or two leading up to that game? That has
they've been great.
That has a
year.
lot to do with how I feel about that.
So
that match.
the thing, honestly, Fred, and I know obviously the Jets and what they got back is a huge part of the conversation.
Being over the draft. I think I've had enough with the draft.
The thing that I find troubling, if I'm a Colts fan, about that trade is that you are now invested in Daniel Jones as your franchise quarterback for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we had Gary Myers on yesterday, and he was like, well, of course they are. And I'm just like, well, no. The Giants took a kid that they think is going to be their quarterback of the future, halfway through the first round. You keep that pick, that saves you a lot of aggravation. That pick, those 2 first-round picks, I mean, there's 4 quarterbacks get taken in the first round. All those kids come out, and 4 kids get taken in the first round. You get the kid from South Carolina, could end up being the best quarterback out of all of them. You can hedge your bets if you have a first-round pick. No, if I'm a Colts fan, I'm not wild about that trade. A, because it's Sauce Gardner, and I think they're going to be a little surprised with what they get. And second, and I know analytics and this and that, he doesn't tackle, and he doesn't. When the ball's thrown at him, he doesn't get it for your team. That's as simple as I can put it. Those are 2 things that I deem important. He's not Darrelle Revis. Let's say that. There's not a Sauce Island where they never throw to. Darrelle Revis never intercepted the ball because people literally would not throw to him. That's not the case with Sauce Gardner. Anyway, but then also that all in on Daniel Jones. He's given you an 8-game sample size, and now all of a sudden you're all in. And you are all in because there's no other option. You're not getting anyone. I mean, the Jets are horrible, and I don't like anything they do. But, there's pie in the sky at least. What if we packaged 4 first-round picks and got an existing quarterback? At least there's something. But the Colts, it's Daniel Jones or nothing. And that's a dangerous place to be.
I just think in the AFC especially, where to get to the Super Bowl, you've got to get through Mahomes and through Josh Allen and through Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, maybe eventually Drake May is on that list too. I think you're going to need a heavyweight superstar kind of quarterback, and they're going in this other direction where they say, no, we're actually just going to have the best team in the NFL, and we're going to win that way, and then we'll get to a Super Bowl, and we'll win it. Listen, if they look at the Eagles and they say, you know what, Jalen Hurts is really not all that good, but they've got an unbelievable team around him. They have an unbelievable running game, an unbelievable offensive line, and a defense that we have drafted like gangbusters for, and that's how we're going to build our championship contender. That's fine. You've just seen it happen. I just don't know if I love your chances of making it through the AFC with that kind of formula.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was certainly an interesting trade, interesting trade halfway through. Now, it's a debatable trade, unlike the Colts trade, which was just asinine. But there you go. And Gary Myers didn't hate that trade.
You mean the Cowboys trade?
Cowboys trade, which was just asinine. Gary Myers said he understood it. I don't know. I don't understand it. I haven't read many people that understand it, but it seemed out of left field. But there you go.
I'm once again on Fred's side on this. Hardy probably thought it was a great trade.
Shocking.
Anything to counter
Jerry Jones just sprinting up and down the aisles of the grocery store, picking up a Quinnen Williams for whatever it costs.
Yeah. Wrecking his car.
He said he's going to die any minute. He wants to do something so this team can win a few games.
Did say that.
Pretty much.
It's like smashing your car to get a head of lettuce.
He said people say, is this a time? Well, I don't have a lot of time. So I gotta get some wins here.
That I can appreciate.
If we can't win, what do we need? A tackle. All right. 28-year-old tackle. Here's our next 2 drafts. It worked with the Herschel Walker deal. I mean, let's be honest. Minnesota thrived. All right. Look, the Jets are going to blow it. It's not the Jets. It's just that if I was the Jets and they were like, well, you're going to give me what? You're going to give me a kid that was a first-round pick last year, 2 years ago, a first-round pick and a second-round pick for this guy? All right, good.
What did the Jets do with those 2 first-rounders they got for Jamal Adams?
They got Vera Tucker and the wide receiver, Garrett Wilson. So they actually hit on those 2 picks. Okay. It doesn't matter unless you have a quarterback.
Yeah, they haven't been horrible drafting those other
No,
positions.
they've drafted fine in the early rounds. It's the quarterback. You got to get a quarterback. None of this matters. Drake May's great. That's why this team's 7-2. It's an easy easy thing to figure out.
Hey, Phil, they're going to be 8-2, and they're going to win this football game against the Buccaneers this Sunday.
I think they are actually.
I know, okay.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Tough matchup on the road.
A little banged up though.
A little banged up.
Yeah.
Offensively, I think people might be surprised. The Bucs not as impressive, especially lately.
Bowles bad off the bye. I heard last night on the Joe Murray show.
Ooh. Oh, I didn't know that. That's something I'm going to have to look into.
Bowles only one win, and that was against the Giants last year.
Sharp, baby.
Off the bye. I mean that's got to.
That Bucs defense is pretty good.
To know.
They're pretty good, but where they are not good is actually a lot of places where the Patriots excel. Middle of the field, under center. Heavy personnel packages. Bucs have trouble with those things.
All right. Good. Well, look at ground and pound, baby.
Like it.
All right. Phil Perry, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We will be back. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics scored 44 points in the second quarter, and they were off and running to a 136-107 home win over the Washington.
We're Toucher and Hardy, so I went down to get a soda. You have to go down to the cafeteria. George is down there.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, hey, George. And he's like, hey. And I, like, shake his hand, so, like, whatever. And then he's like, hey. He's, like, calling after me. He's like, why don't we, you could fight me for that belt. And I'm like, yeah. and then he's like, and then he goes, like, yeah, like, we could film a video you hitting me or something. I'm like, okay. And then Scott Zolak comes down. Oh. And then George sees Zolak, and then Zolak, thankfully, takes control.
Oh, Zolak loves George.
And then George has me take a picture of him and Zolak, even though George has been filling in all week, and they fills in all the time.
So I am a champion of the people.
Yeah, it's just like nonsense. I don't know I honestly with him don't know. And how often do I say this? You guys know me for a long time. I don't know what's going on. Like, I have no idea. Not with you, with George. I don't know what's going on with George.
It's just something that travels with me, yes.
So then I, like, leave the cafeteria to get to the elevator. And I hear George, and I'm like, oh, no. What if I get on the elevator with George and the elevator gets stuck?
Once you're NWO, you're NWO for life.
Like, it's bad enough that you're trapped in an elevator and you're freaking out. But then I have someone speaking, like, words that I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Shout out to Sarge.
I'm not sure I've ever met anyone where I knew less what they were talking about than George in my entire life. George, don't go too far. Don't let George get too far. Where'd he go? It's almost like if George spoke another language through his, like, mannerisms, I'd be able to tell more what he wanted than when George actually speaks.
You stay right there, buddy.
And I was like, oh, no, please get here, elevator. Please get here. I don't want to be on the elevator with George. Because if the elevator gets stuck... And then he's like talking crazy. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And I'm stuck in that elevator. I lose my mind.
So I am a champion of the people.
I don't know what any of that means. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. He's like, you could wrestle me for the belt. I'm like, okay, like, this is the world?
The one who champions the people's champion, Scott Zolak, is here now. Could you explain George to Fred?
He's my favorite intern and favorite employee that has ever worked with our company. He is.
Do you understand him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I created him.
You know what he's
Explain him to Fred.
He has this vibe about him that it's just all about life, man. And he's like, crush it today. I'm bringing it. He's like, I'm bringing it so hard today. I know you're going to bring it. He takes a picture with me every time I walk in. He's got the flex going. He's all about his kids and family and the sports hub, and he loves the. And I ripped one of his rejoins last week, and he got better from it because I gave him great advice on it. That thing sucked.
Oh, was that the REM one?
Oh my God, it was so bad. No, it's the one where he played sound.
That's
and cut
me
it off
in the corner. Yeah,
oh
I heard it.
It was a train wreck. It was like worse than any intern has ever attempted.
He's not an intern.
He smells like Dracar Noir and cigarettes combined. And if you go within 5 feet of him, you will smell like him when you walk by him. I don't know where he buys his little clothes at. I'm so intrigued by him. Like, I love the interns that I don't care if they do work. You entertain me. Like, we have this new intern now. Cam, all he cares about is eating. Like, the food gets here, he drops T-bone and milk in there. He'll just go get in line and eat. He's the first one to eat. He calls in sick. He doesn't care. If traffic was bad, he'd come in. That kid's got it figured out. He's going places. Not these people come in here and grind.
But that's the anti-George.
Loth likes the grinders. I'm like, no, the most entertaining interns are the ones that did the least work.
Yeah, they all can't be Isaacs. That's for sure. Yeah, but I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Do you want to wrestle me for the belt? Like, what's going on? Like, this is shtick, but I don't even get the shtick.
It's just something that travels with me, yes.
Yeah, like, I don't get it. And then he's like, we could film you hitting me. And I'm like, what world is this? Why is this happening?
There's one email. It's not supermarket related, although we got a ton of them as we get a bunch of calls. Guys, this morning's Fred Armisen sound effect that was a revelation. I see another Marconi in your future. David Sedaris is furiously crafting an essay about that bit that will run in the New Yorker next week. I'm guessing tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., Adam will have a Dewey Decimal System trivia bit lined up. Thanks for the memories, Sully.
Bless.
And with that, Adam plays the sounder to leave. Well, I want to thank the universe for not getting me stuck in an elevator with George. And I want to thank Scott for keeping George's attention long enough where he didn't get on the elevator with me.
There you go. George, tell you what, you got Sarge on the other hand. I think there's a lot of fake stuff there. George is real.
Yeah, that's what's concerning.
Yeah.
This is your new breakfast choice. You just get a mess of hash browns, but you got some bacon today,
some bacon
too.
there to protein it up, yeah.
No eggs, no fruits.
I'm not in the mood for eggs
Just give me fried potatoes and bacon.
Dude, when Dennis brought in eggs, he raised chickens. And he raised chickens. You leave these eggs out on the counter. You can't put them in the fridge. I'm so intrigued by that. Like, you buy store-bought eggs, you got to keep them in the fridge. Dennis eggs, they last a couple weeks out on the counter.
He's got chickens?
Dude,
what the hell's going on with that guy? He's got a boat. He lives on chickens.
Right? He's got it all figured out.
He's doing like
work less,
mini
get paid more.
triathlons.
He'd beat a work less, get paid more. Yep.
You swim a lap and then you walk around the mall. Yeah, there he is.
There's nuts with his triathlons. Are they real triathlons? Nobody tries. That's why they're called triathlons.
Look,
you swim in the full 2 miles, running the marathon? No.
I just walked in the door.
It's like a quarter. It's like a quarter-mile swim, a 5-mile bike ride, and then you. And
He
then
actually travels to other cities to do them.
You speed walk once around the football field.
He wears those little tights and his little shoes.
All right. Well, listen, he's on his grind, right? Okay.
Just like George.
Aye. All right. Well, thank you again to the universe for not getting me stuck in an elevator with him. That'll